Welcome back, guys, to yet another show here on the Oshay Vlog Cast Channel. Good to see you brothers up in here tonight, man. I want you guys to come in and like the video. For those of you who are in our live audience, those people who are going to be in our audience on the replay, we hope that you brothers really appreciate this show, man. We're going to have a few guests. Right now, we just got my man LARMOVEMENT up in the building. And we're going to have some real good discussions, man, concerning this Bill Cosby conviction. As you know, I would have weighed in on it individually, but, I started a new rotation right now, which I'm working on infectious diseases. So I've been kind of, busy, and I had some other things I had to work on. But I said, fuck it, we're going to do it as a show right now. And I'm here with my partner in crime, one half of the Brother PL podcast, which is coming back in June, my man LARMOVEMENT. What's going on, LAR?
Man, we living and enjoying life, man. Let's do it.
Man, let's do it. So again, welcome to you black men tonight. Appreciate it. We got a good topic for you brothers, man. Name of the show tonight is What Does the Bill Cosby Conviction Mean for Black Men? Now, brothers, I will say this. Give us about a month or so. We will be able to take live calls, and like we were previously, I am working on that technology, and LARMOVEMENT has been helping me along with that. So we'll conclude this. So let's kind of start off with this, man. Bill Cosby is found guilty in the retrial on, I believe, 3 different counts. Now, guys, don't quote me on it. Do you know what those counts are?
Nah, I can't tell you off the top, but it's like 10 years apiece.
10 years apiece, right? So on 3 counts, guilty on all 3. All of them can lead up to 30 years. 3 counts of sexual assault. Okay. And we've been hearing people on YouTube give their diversification of it, just kind of reporting the news. But this is a black male show. Bill Cosby historically is, he's he's an American dream, class act for the most of his career. He's given a whole lot of money to the black community, helped a lot of black people, do very well, especially with historically black colleges. So he's been a champion in that regard. He has had a lot of respect, from a lot of African Americans. But as he got a lot of money, Bill Cosby did have the reputation of being somewhat of a ladies' man, I guess you can say, dealing with a lot of interracial women, a lot of white women outside of his wife. Although there were a few women who did say black women said he did these things. I guess what I want to know is, because this is a black male show, we're 2 black male YouTubers. What does this conviction mean for the future, I would say, of interracially dating for black men in America?
I mean, it's meant what it's always meant, like buyer beware. Like people could just come out of the blue and say something happened to them, and it's the same old story to me. I think what it means for the future of black men is, you at this point, you're gonna have to videotape and record everything with these women that you mess with and save all that stuff. Because if he's convicted of these things and the way this woman went about it, being a ladies' man could get you locked up in the future. Just because somebody's scorned.
Let me just do this real quick. Shout out to Mr. Research. The link is in your email. Shout out to St. Joe Bro, Oshay fan for life. Thank you guys. Wow, 133 people watching in the first 4 minutes. Guys, get the likes up on the video. Let's kind of talk about, before we kind of get into more of the black male perspective, Bill Cosby was tried before on these charges, and it was like a mistrial or a hung jury. I was in Poland here and not really doing a lot of research on that particular trial because I was kind of busy with certain things. But do you remember some of the key components in the first trial that you can remember that kind of played out?
Okay, basically, this situation happened years ago, right? They settled and sealed the file, basically. And it was supposed to go after a certain date. It was just going to be gone in the wind, right? Mm-hmm. Somehow, somebody in the media posted the file and got it unsealed. Well, just unsealed it and posted it. And then all of a sudden the rapist stuff came up.
Okay.
Then the prosecutor said, if you elect me, I'll send him to jail.
Okay.
So that's how he ran. That's how he ran his whole campaign. Now, the last day they actually elected this dude. Now, the last day, because it was like kind of like an expungement or something, or just it's just off his record, period. So on the very last day, they tried him for this thing that was supposed to be off of just gone. The very last day they could charge him, they charged him. And then they did the trial, and it wound up being a hung jury, basically because of the situation. The woman said she had been assaulted by Mr. Cosby, but at the same time, she had been a side piece of Mr. Cosby.
Okay.
So, you know, both things couldn't work out. So basically now, you know, he's guilty of sexual assault. At the same time, this was a side piece. And it's the same information from last time. Nothing new.
Okay. Let me shout out to Brandon L, my boy from Memphis to St. Louis, back to Memphis. Shout out to him, man. Thank you so much for the super chat of $20. Let me talk to you about this, right? Bill Cosby, before we get to the allegations and everything else, you know, I'm going to hear from a particular black audience, kind of a pro-black audience. And I've said some of these same things. I kind of feel this way too. You know, Bill Cosby was, I guess, if you could say it in so many words, he was kind of, you know, the clean cut Negro that like white America really loved in many, many different ways. You know, he didn't curse. He got on other comedians for saying dirty jokes. He was clean cut. And one could say, and especially some people in you know, a lot of black community people felt like he wasn't really funny, didn't find him talented at all, that he was kind of propped up there. You know, amongst black households, there were other people that they felt were more funny or more talented. You know, your Richard Pryors, your Red Foxes, stuff like that. And then Bill Cosby was kind of catapulted to a certain area, but he kind of overstepped his boundaries when he started messing with white women. So I guess when he started getting so much money and so much power and stuff, he probably made a bad mistake thinking that he could do some of the same things that white men in those power positions could do. And he paid severely for making that mistake. In other words, you're still a nigga. What do you kind of think of this? You know, this particular theory as a message to certain black men who become very wealthy or very powerful, that you should stay in your place and stay in your position, stay with dealing with black women.
It's unique for Bill Cosby because, you know, people forget Richard Pryor tried to be Bill Cosby at first.
It's true. He sure did.
And people also forget Bill Cosby is the reason why we have black stunt doubles. Bill Cosby is probably the reason why we have black cartoon characters and cartoons. Bill Cosby is the reason you have some of these universities have been going. You know what I'm saying? Bill Cosby is the reason why a lot of people went back to HBCUs at a certain point in time. Mm-hmm. So for even saying, okay, like people like Red Fox or Richard Pryor, though they are great comedians, mm-hmm. they did nothing for the black community like Bill Cosby. And Richard Pryor married a bunch of white chicks.
Yeah, it's true.
But as far as Cosby concerned, hanging with Hefner could get you in some shit.
Yeah.
So, you know, that part, yeah, you know, hanging with Hefner might get you in something, you know, but that's just my opinion on those things. But I mean, he did, you know, it happens, man. But black dudes mess with white chicks, man. You know, we got the same thing with Jack Johnson, still can't get pardoned. You know, so the shit happens. Q's in the building.
Yeah, I see him there. Let me do a shout out to Aunt Jane for the $5 super chat. Welcome to Mr. Research Man to the conversation. What's going on, man?
Oh, life is great, man. How are you two gentlemen?
I'm
What's
doing
going
very, very
on,
well,
brother?
man. I know this is a topic you've been talking about a long time. So I actually wasn't even going to do another show tonight, but because you brought it up, I said, well, let's go ahead and make it a show. So what's your take on all this? I know you've been talking about it for a long time. You've been encouraging other YouTubers to talk about it.
Here's the biggest problem. Now, reasonable doubt is not good for men. Reasonable doubt does not protect you any longer. Whether you Asian, Indian, Black, you can forget reasonable doubt. So if you had a beer with somebody in Sacramento and you touched that chick on the shoulder and you said goodbye, but there was only 2 people in the restaurant when it happened, that chick can go to the district attorney, get a free lawyer, hit you up. You're going to have to drop 5 to 10 G's to fight to prove that it isn't true. And she got up to 20 years to make up the story. That's what every Black man needs to absorb in their mind when they out there macking, pimping. Now, we can try to say that, oh yeah, but that's just an isolated industry. Look up Praise Martin. Look up Brian Banks. All these dudes didn't have enough money to fight. So reasonable doubt should have protected Bill Cosby. But what they got him on was consent. Now, I know for a lot of people, they like, well, how can we even get to consent when they show schedules that the guy wasn't even in the state when she said it happens? Doesn't matter. Now you're basically saying, just like something called father of record in child support. I could say LARMOVEMENT is the father of a kid in Washington, D.C. And LARMOVEMENT is going to have to come up with the money for a lawyer to prove that it isn't true, while she gets a free lawyer trying to prove that it is true while they're taxing him for it. That's called father of record. That's a real law. Mm-hmm. It happens so much in Tennessee that Tennessee has the #1 filings for it. So I say all that to say this. We as the BMC, the Black male community, we're under this illusion that it can't happen to me and this and that and the third. And you're starting to see people get knocked off, both small and large. And what you're going to do?
Let me talk about this real quick, and I'm gonna go back to you, Mr. Research, because there was a comment. And shout out to JL Edwards for the 2-hour super chat. Thank you so much, Keith Claxton. This married life ain't looking so bad, shit. And another brother that super chatted. Guys, get the likes up on the video, and if you guys want to support the stream, Taboo Smash. Look up the scandal with DSK in 2011 and Nefasado. Thank you so much, brother, for supporting the stream. We got 260 people watching. I know y'all been missing your boy. Get the likes up on the video. It's good to see all you brothers here. Okay, here's what I want to talk about, Mr. Richard, real quick, because there's a commenter that made the case. Listen, man, Bill Cosby admitted to giving Quaaludes. Okay, he admitted to doing shit like this.
That's incorrect.
What'd you say?
That's incorrect.
How's that incorrect?
Because what Bill Cosby admitted to was getting party drugs at that period of time that party drugs were okay. Let me explain.
Okay.
Just like now, weed is okay in certain states. But if I take weed to Michigan, I get arrested, right? So we're talking time periods. Okay. So in that time period that they asked him about, which actually his Jewish lawyer should not have even let him say anything. So that's the problem with having a Jewish lawyer to begin with. But his Jewish lawyer shouldn't have let him say anything because the whole purpose was to give her money. So we just give her money and have her go away. Why do I have to make a statement? I shouldn't have did that anyway. But even that said, he said back in that time period, back in the day, not on the day that this happened, but back in the day, that's what we did. They sniffed cocaine back in the day. They took pills. Quaaludes were big and white, not blue. So the actually Constant got Benadryl. Both the toxicologist for the prosecution and the defense acknowledged that she took Benadryl, not Quaaludes. So it's kind of incorrect that he says he got drugs for women. He got drugs for people who they wanted to party with, because that's what they did back at that time.
Okay,
But,
so
but
here's
go
the
ahead,
thing.
sir.
ABL is in the chat room. And I have an ABC News article. Bill Cosby admits to giving quaaludes to women seeking the drugs for others, court document says. So, embattled TV superstar Bill Cosby admitted to giving a woman quaaludes and said that he obtained the drugs with the idea that he would give them to women he wanted to have sex with, according to court filings released on Monday. In the 2005 filing, part of a civil case, Cosby, who has been accused of sexual misconduct by dozens of women, said he obtained 7 prescriptions for the drugs and answered yes when asked if he got them with the intent on giving them to women with whom he wanted to have sex with. The document cited a deposition that Cosby gave in the case of September 27, 28, 2005, and quotes from it. I can read those quotes.
Well,
Can
I
I
actually
get-
have I actually have all 4 PDFs. I have the 3 PDFs of the 3 different versions of her statement, because she made a Canada version, a Bruce Castor version,
Okay.
which is different than the Canada version,
Okay.
and the Steele version, which is different than the Bruce Castor version, and his version. So I know everything he said, not just the one excerpt. But go ahead.
Can I,
Okay, so I mean, let me kind of get back to that, because and shout out to Reality's Temple. He's in here. If I can still stay awake, I'll definitely do a show with him. And if you want to get on, brother, you're more than welcome. It's one of my favorite YouTube channels. Newman 2772. Keep doing a good job. Spectre from Salem, Anthony Brian Logan. I hate and respect you. So I guess what I want to know. Let me kind of go back to you, Rich, just real quick. What I've just read, okay. Just off of that is saying something a little different. I mean, it's whatever version that it is. It's just a Bill he admitted to this. So I mean, how can he defend it in this particular case?
okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
We're talking about when this Quaalude part came out, we were talking about women from like 50 years ago up, right? That wasn't particularly the chick that they're talking about now.
Not at
Because
all.
remember, it was a bunch of women from a bunch of different time periods. The Quaaludes back in the day that he was using them was considered the love drug. So in essence, all of you cats who went to raves and used to buy ecstasy for chicks to have sex, 25 years from now, you're gonna be a rapist.
Okay.
Because that's what Quaaludes like. People forget, and I was a kid in the 80s when people used to snort cocaine and all that stuff like it was recreational fun.
Okay.
So basically, people used to do Quaaludes to get horny.
Mm-hmm.
The same way people drink to get horny and then they say, I ain't mean to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
The same way people get high when people smoke weed and then they go be like, don't take it out of context, because some of you people who use drugs and alcohol, this is going to be the same way they might get you in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talking about the Woodstock era, after the Woodstock era, Studio 54 era in the 80s. Like, a lot of us don't think about it that way, but that's what it was.
Okay, it's like saying, did you get a beer for a chick? No, did you get a glass of wine, 90 proof for chicks that you wanted to have sex with?
How about this? Hold up.
Did you have a couple of joints? Go ahead.
Hold up. If any man has heard the phrase, after a drink or two, I don't normally do this, that's pretty much what's going to happen to you. If she tell you, I don't normally do this, she really ain't drunk, or she might be drunk, but that's what she want to do. She do it. If she change her mind after it's over with, then you pretty much in the same situation.
And you know what? I'll say this. You are correct, and ABL is correct. He said it, but it's being taken out of context. The part that he said it on, have you ever? And just like Lars said, we're talking about a couple of decades prior, where that was the thing. It's kind of like me saying when beer was illegal. So do I now go back to the time when beer was illegal and use those laws to come against cats who drink beer? So it's that time period. But I will admit he did say it, but it's a different time period. But that's no excuse. He said it. He gave it to him, and to be real, he shouldn't have been dealing with those anyway. He was too rich. He should have had a paid friends with benefits situation, like I teach all the time, and he wouldn't have had this problem.
And speaking of that, let me just do this real quick. So the brother did drop a super chat. Mr. Grander, what Spectre said, okay, and Mr. B said it's safer to get a prostitute. Shaking my head. And shout out, let me just do this. ABL is in the building. He is on his way to do a speaking engagement in Washington D.C. So I want to congratulate him. I think this is the second one. He also did University of Texas El Paso last year, and he's doing in Washington D.C. I believe at a particular conservative speaking engagement. So the man is really doing a great job with his channel and getting some speaking engagements. I want to salute him on the work that he's doing. Luke Underwood, why would any man admit to that shit no matter what drug? This whole thing seems like a way to scare men to go MGTOW population control. Shout out to you, Luke. Let me just do this real quick. Let me kind of go to LAR real quick. Okay. You know, the thing is this. Anthony Brian Logan made the point, you've had certain people that have had allegations against them. Let's say, okay, recently African Bambaataa, right? He had certain people, Hassan Campbell, certain people that say he did certain things. There's like 3 or 4 people. Michael Jackson, you've heard people talk about him in the light the same way. You've heard the same thing about Reverend James Cleveland. But with Bill Cosby, you didn't have just one. You didn't just have 2. You didn't have 3. You had over almost 60 women that came forth who talked about the behavior of Bill Cosby in this way. So what do you have to say to people who are saying Bill Cosby, he deserved, what happened to them? Look at all of these people who have come forth against him. Like how could all of them be lying?
I would say the number.
Oh yeah, Eddie Long. I'm sorry. Definitely.
Eddie Long. The number alone will make anybody skeptical. Like, how could 50, 60 people be lying? I get that part. But I also get, if you got a group of people who say they got something happen to them, and then some of those people in the group weren't in the same area with the person that they accused at all. Other people in the group got arrested for smuggling drugs in the prisons. Other people in the group got flat out caught lying or said they lied on purpose. And say over half of that group then already got caught up in lies.
Okay.
You would start to look at the bag like, I need to double check everybody's story now. You get what I'm saying? So, because they say, you're innocent until proven guilty, but if you got 60, 50, 60 people and you find out 25 of them lying publicly, wouldn't you be skeptical of the other 25 also? So I think if somebody in there, some of those people might not be lying, but you got to bring those to the forefront and show their proof, because there's too many people that got caught lying. Okay. That's the issue for me. Okay.
Well, what do you say about that same thing, research? Because again, that's ABL's argument. I've heard people make the argument. Look, you had even people on his previous shows that was on, Bill that said these things about him. What do you have to say about all of these allegations against Bill Cosby?
Of course, let me start by this, because I want to kill a couple of arguments before they become reality, and I'll answer your question in that.
Okay.
Let's start with Camille Cosby. We don't know if Camille Cosby is a swinger, if she be looking through the peephole. We have no idea how their marriage works. Number one, she is his manager. So she's his manager before she's his wife. So they sleep in separate parts of the house and what have you. So to answer your question, as Black men, this is what I've been saying to you privately for a long time, and all the YouTubers that have come and gone. This whole promotion of I hate black chicks. I hate black chicks. And what do I always say? All women go left. It's not just black chicks. And he put himself in a position getting free sex the way Kobe put himself in a situation getting free sex. The same Tiger Woods put himself in a situation getting free sex. Magic Johnson getting free sex. You got that is not working. That is not. No black man on YouTube is able to bring the conversation of just have sex with him and go as a solution for his life. Is creating more problems for certain black men, whether it's having a baby, whether it's just a chick going. Look what they almost did to a couple of these rap dudes on, oh, you beating me, you this, you doing that. None of this stuff is working for these guys yet. Guys get on here constantly and lie. Go get you a white woman. Go get you that. Okay, a lot of dudes have done that. And what's happened to them, Oshay? They in the courthouse facing charges, not like this, but facing charges. So I'm not saying don't go get one. I'm saying do it within the confines of your structure. Okay. You get your medical degree first. You protect yourself as Oshay first. Then you say to these chicks, hey, look, I got stuff to protect. You can be my friends with benefit chick, and I'm gonna put you on video, or you gonna sign this contract, or you gonna be a prostitute, a known prostitute. You're gonna be my prostitute. Something to where when people come at you 20 years later, Oshay, right, you able to say, oh no, she's a known friends with benefit situation. I got this chick on camera saying, you know, you my hoe, right? Yes, daddy. Okay. If you got some type of evidence, not this whole, I hope and pray she don't turn on me. I'm gonna finish by saying this. A lot of people in the chat room don't realize we are operating on a I hope she don't betray me philosophy. When all these guys come out here and do these shows, these datings and running game on chicks, even MGTOW, none of that's going to protect you anymore because there's no such thing as reasonable doubt. It's a woman's word only from here on out.
Okay, I definitely agree with that. Let me do this real quick and shout out to Young Jay. No conviction for Harvey Weinstein. I can't really say the other part because he don't want to get the channel flagged. But shout out to my man right there, guys. Do me a favor. We have 414 people watching. Why do we only have 123 likes? You know what I mean? So go ahead and do that. Get the likes up real quick, brothers. I want to see the likes up on this. Let me go back to this, LER. Okay. Mr. Research has always said that, right? You know, all women go left. Okay. But again, we have this whole movement of, you know, a lot of black men talking about, interracial dating, you shouldn't date black women, date other groups of women. Now, right now, I think what I hear black women is like, they're clapping right now, right? Not because Bill Cosby got produced, but it's like, aha, I told you so. Do you think that this particular situation should show black men that, like Mr. Research said, hey, white women really don't have your best interest. They really don't treat you better. You know what I mean? You're not going to get a better deal like you think you're going to get with women. And I'm only saying this from this position because obviously somebody says, well, if you're not a rapist like Bill Cosby, obviously it's not going to happen. But what do you have to say about, a lot of women who are advocating the fact that, hey, this could happen to you because you think you're going to get a better deal with another group of women? What do you have to say about that?
I say I get their ideology, but as a black man, our women do the same thing.
Okay.
Like how many brothers get the cops called on them all the time?
Hello.
I'm taking you to child support.
Hello.
You know, I made a video today about Bill Cosby and Nas. Khalees just said 9 years later, Nas used to beat me. Like so unfortunately, I get where they're coming from when they say it, but the reality is they do the exact same thing and act like they don't do it. Like, and ironically, they date white men with impunity and don't give a shit if they get elbowed off the top rope. So, I mean, are we safe? Absolutely not. If you date black women, she might call the cops and get you killed. If you date white women, she might say I got raped and get you 30 years. So, I mean, what you want us to do? I mean, them sex dolls starting to look mighty fine right now.
Oh shit! All right, guys, let me do this real quick. Guys, let's clarify the likes here. If you guys really want to ask questions, because remember, there's 407 people in the chat right now, right? I know the chat's moving very fast on tonight's stream. You know what I mean? We're gonna need people in order for me to get to you. You're gonna have to hit the super chat button. You know what I'm saying? That's typically what we do over here anyway. But because it's such a controversial stream, a lot of people in here, 410 people watching. Let's get the likes up. Research. So here's what I want to know. Okay, I'm gonna hear this argument. A lot of black men are gonna be saying, "Look, this is it, right? We're never going to get a fair shake in America. You know, this is a chance." I've been seeing some brothers talk about it in the chat here. We need to get our passports, take our skill sets, and go to another country because you're not going to be able to get it. Feminism is too strong in America. You know, trying to actually set up and do all these different things in America, taping women, recording women to have sex, is too much. Like, you know, this is telling me that I need to get the fuck out of America because of what's going on. What do you have to say about that?
Don't talk about it, do it, because women know that you're all talk. Women, no, real talk. That's why you're laughing. Women know that all these dudes, and I say this respectfully, brothers, because I know sometimes I can come off rough. Women know that you're all talk because women don't see you doing what you say you're going to do.
Say it again. They didn't hear it. Say that again.
Women know you all talk because women don't see you doing what you say you're going to do. Let me give you a perfect example. They were on my live stream arguing with me about being a manager versus being a service worker. I said, why would you not want to be a manager? Well, you could just have a trade and have your own business. But to have your own business, you're still going to have to know management. Do you not realize that? You're going to, unless you're in a position, and which goes to this point about Bill Cosby, I hope that you get to. If you're not hiring other black men, which would have solved a lot of Cosby's problems,
okay, then
how can you say you're really in a position to go to this other country? Because as you know, Oshay, and you and I talked about this your first couple of years there. It's not what a lot of black dudes think, that you just going to walk up in here and sling your dick over your shoulder and the world of Poland is just going to fall to your every will. It's not like that. And you go to some of these Germanic, Celtic type of countries, and they don't play going outside of their rules and regulations on how they get down, which is why a lot of dudes come up hurt. You know, they get clubbed over the head, all type of stuff. Me and Manna tomorrow was talking about how Germans just club dudes over the head. I mean, blood spilling out and everything, leave you on the streets. And a lot of dudes who are talking this, I'll just get my passport. I say respectfully to you, make sure you understand fully that just because you go there the first year or 6 months, don't mean it's going to be like that the whole 3, 5, 10 years that you're there. you might run into a different type of racism, a different type of whatever.
Okay.
But lastly, I want to say this. Did you notice Cosby didn't have no black male security guards guarding his property? Why not? That would have solved his problem. Somebody were able to say, oh, she came on this day, didn't come on that day. Cosby did not surround himself with black male strength that he could rely on when he got in trouble. He was an island unto himself. He helped more females, giving money to female colleges. He helped more ladies than he helped black men.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing he had for black men was do better and pull up your drawers.
Mm-hmm.
There's no infrastructure around a $400 million guy.
Okay.
That's the real problem.
Let me ask you another question real quick before we get to shout out to my boy D Darrell, man. He always in here. Man, we had that 3-piece suit on this thing, man. He didn't sold it and I want to give it to me. But shout out to my boy D Darrell. And Damiante Harry, please clarify Quaaludes don't come in blue. Tired of people telling me they weren't even blue in Wolf of Wall Street. I will ask a question. Shout out to my buddy out there out of Atlanta area. But let me go back to the previous thing, Mr. Research. You say that, okay, Bill Cosby should have surrounded himself with a lot of black men. But here's the reality of it. Let's just say this, and I'm taking, because, obviously I work with nothing exclusively black men. I have Negromanosphere.com. And I know it's hard working with these niggas. I mean, I hate to say this, right? It is hard working with niggas. Let's be honest. If it's hard working with niggas, press 5. Okay, y'all know. Okay. Shout out to my boy, the 100 Club, man. So if it's hard working with niggas and y'all know it, let's have a discussion. Let's just kind of go off the record real quick. Okay. Because I want you to debunk this real quick, Mr. Research. We know that it's hard working with each other. We, as black men, it's hard for us to even sometimes go into places without staring at one another, without there being some animosity. Okay. Now, we all know in Reality's Temple, brother, if you want to come on the stream, bro, I will definitely send you a link. Let me know if you want to come in, brother, because I would love to have him on the show. Shout out to Marcus Love. Racist white supremacists get a hard on destroying successful black men. Okay, so here's the problem that we need to do, and I would love to hear Reality's Temple on this too, Mr. Research. As black men, we have so much animosity towards one another. Okay, we're always looking a lot of times to undercut. We have so much dick measuring contest. I know this, you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? That's how we are, right? It happens a lot of times. You know what I mean? Me and you talk about it all the time, off the record. A guy like Bill Cosby have this much success, and you want to build amongst a group of men who have been taught to be envious towards one another. So how can somebody like Bill Cosby, who can hire a lot of black men who probably don't want to listen to what he have to say, don't want to, sometimes that's how he probably feels. How can we get around that and heal our relationships? Because we know it is hard working with us. It's hard working with us, man. You know this.
Let me get this pen and paper for you.
Okay.
So you can soak this up. I'm gonna reverse the game for you.
Okay.
The problem is, number one, black men frustrating you is temporary.
Okay.
Other cultures betraying you for their culture is legendary.
Oh, say it again. I like that one. Say it again. Say it again.
Black men frustrating you is temporary.
Okay.
Other men of other cultures betraying you is legendary.
Okay.
So what I'm saying basically is this. It is your lack of leadership as a manager of people to not. Okay, let me go this way. Black males don't want to have to weed through insignificant dudes. You want black dudes, or people want black dudes to come like white dudes do. Hey, Mr. Oshay, I'm glad to work with you, man. Anything I can do. But see, that's just a game a lot of them non-blacks play. Now, you might get the same type of dude coupled with a couple of sinister black dudes, and you got to weed them out. You don't want to do the weed out work. I get that. You don't want to do the weed out work. You want people to come already appreciative that they getting the job or what have you. Okay. But as a manager myself, I weed out people because I know how important it is to find the dude who is loyal And even in your case, Oshay, once you get this medical, you're going to need a loyal person doing your paperwork, a loyal person doing your financials, a loyal person. And that's just how it is. You need loyalty more than you need the other stuff. And what happens with a lot of people when they're working with brothers, a lot of brothers don't understand loyalty. I agree.
Okay.
But you have to weed it out. You have to give people the opportunity to show you, you know what, Oshay, I ain't never had a chance like this, man. And you know what, after about 2 or 3 weeks, me and my girlfriend was talking, man, I got to make sure I do right by you, man. I do right by my boss so much right now. I manage myself. I barely see my boss now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how you got to do. You got to create a sense of trust with the dude that bring you on. And a lot of black dudes don't understand that. But it's still temporary. Because a white person will betray you, Oshay, and take the franchise from you.
Okay. Let me do this. I'm gonna get to that's so many super chats coming in, guys. Let me do this real quick. Angel, I just emailed you. If you want to come on, just comment below. I'll send you the link. I think you can weigh in on that part. Shout out to my buddy Roastmaster, Brendan Sanders. Good to see you guys. Let me shout out these. Let me go to LAR movement for a minute. This is going to be getting interesting. So, Mr. B, he wants to know, are African-American women the right hand of white supremacy? I'll let you guys answer that. When a black is doing well, show respect. Don't try and one-up him out of spite. For those who have in red, read The Miseducation of the Negro. Is that by Carter G. Woodson? I think that's his book. Arbanaka? Okay, let me know if I'm right. Okay, let me ask you this real quick, LAR movement. And you know me and you talk about this shit every day. You know, me and Rich talk, but me and you talk all the time. Like almost damn near every day, if not multiple times a day. We know it's hard working with brothers. Right? Is he still there? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard working with these niggas, man. Okay. Now imagine that you are a $400 million man. You know, you got other comedians trying to steal your shit, dudes jealous on you, dudes lying on you. And, you know, a lot of the white people are propping you up, giving you your opportunities in certain aspects. You know, some of the people that you're even giving money to schools, they don't appreciate it. You know, a lot of the criticisms that you have are coming from the people that you're trying to help. You know, and researchers' criticism of Bill Cosby is, you know, he didn't build himself up with a lot of black men to be loyal to him. You know, if you're in that situation where, and many times, man, a person who might want to rob you or take your money from you or might do some harm could be a black person. You know, what do you think that these black men can do who are successful? You might not have $400 million or money like Bill Cosby, but what is it that these brothers can do to start to try to, you know, if I have a business, let me try to open up the door for my brother and try to help him out versus helping out a white person or an Asian person or another race. You know, what can I do to go the extra mile to try to build trust in a brother who might be a nigga that's envious of me? I don't know. How? I mean, what would you suggest?
First and foremost, it is we do have a hard time working with each other.
Okay.
Second, Q was right in what he said about the legendary part.
Okay.
But and here's the thing, even with Cosby's situation about that, he had black men on his show that he gave a career that talked shit about him when this happened. He had black men who he employed with characters that he made and gave them movie roles talk crazy about him. He had other comedians in the comedian stratosphere who didn't like him and said, I knew he'd been doing this for years. But they've been doing shit for years that they don't want you to bring up. Talk shit about him. And the flip side of that is all the guys who say they were, few guys who have reverence towards him actually worked with him. But the other ones that actually worked with him and benefited from him directly, you didn't hear them speaking up. Did you hear any of the cast from Different World? Did you hear any of the? Did you hear Malcolm Jamal Warner going hard or anything like that?
Right.
Did you hear? I know the guy that played the father died, but he had a bunch of brothers that were characters. I know Eddie Griffin talked because he kind of mentored Eddie Griffin a little bit.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the issue. That's the dichotomy right there, because you got to give brothers a chance, like he was talking about. But at the same time, some of these brothers he gave a chance was some of the same ones on TV saying, "Yeah, I knew he did it." It's like, yo, come on, B. So it's we got to take the good with the bad.
I mean, and that's the thing too, man. Because even I've had that in the issue of my life, man, where I've helped people, try to move up ahead, especially with black men, man, and have some of them just lie on you or accuse you, go over the backboard. But I want to kind of get to this because Q makes the point that had Cosby had more black men on his team, he could have, I don't want to quote him on this, but I think he was saying, do you remember what he was talking about? He said that if he would have more black Q, what did you try to say? I don't want to quote you, but can you?
They would have had more of a cushion for him.
Okay.
In his fall. I mean, just even having a black security team like Michael did, okay, allows for you to have somebody to say, this chick came at this time, this chick left at this time. He didn't even have that.
Okay. So let me ask you this, LAR movement. Do you think that, had Bill Cosby had invested more in black men than black women, that the fruits of his labor could have been much better in these types of allegations?
Short answer, yes.
Okay,
the problem with that isn't Bill, it isn't black men. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The other problem with that is how to take brothers down in America is through sex allegations or charges or some type of drug setup. Usually not like homicide or nothing like that, just sex and drugs to destroy your whole legacy, pretty much. But we gotta admit that too many of us brothers who have gotten to a certain status, we'll fuck up our life for some pussy. We'll isolate ourselves if we can get more pussy. And that's part of the issue with this.
Bingo.
You can't say that, and that's part of us doing a game talk and everything. We don't think about the long game, like, okay, I'm gonna get this one, I'm gonna hit this one off, I'm gonna hit that one off, I'm gonna hit this one off. You don't realize how much you put in that state when the only thing you trying to really do with your life is spread some dick. Because you're not thinking about all these other people's intentions. Your intentions is, if I fuck, I won.
Lord, can I get 3 seconds?
You got it, bro. I'm done.
Hey, look, and on that note, this is why a lot of people used to get mad at me. Busting the nut is not victory. Real pimp game 101 is this. And I said this to you, Oshay, when you had Miss Lady out there with you. Mm-hmm. If a chick is not contributing half of her check to your situation, you out of bounds as a man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You sure did.
Now you don't hear many pimps say that. You don't hear many game layers say that, but that's real talk. Mm-hmm. If I get with a female, whatever she's doing needs to be additive to what I'm leading or managing her on. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that to knock the female down. I'm saying, why else am I with her? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've only dated doctors. I've only dated high-end chicks, not because these chicks were super fine, not because these chicks had breasts that sat up, because the first thing I paid attention to was, does this chick have value to my master plan? Other than that, I can't give her the dick. I'm lowering myself. I'm lowering myself to a McDonald's worker who look fine as hell with a weave. Other than that, when I do give her the dick, I'm lowering myself. Echo. Somebody got their speaker off.
That's Angel. I just muted him real quick. Go ahead, Mr. Research.
But that's the main problem is that as dudes, you putting too much faith.
Oh, Mr. Research, you muted yourself.
Okay, you put in too much faith in a female and blaming a female at the same time. That's insanity. We got too many people on YouTube happy to go to these tribes where they can, I hate female. Okay, what you gonna do with all that passion, brother? I don't know. I'm gonna ask my girl, can she drive me to go find a job? See that type of mentality? That's just ridiculous. So trailing back over to Bill Cosby real quick.
Okay.
It's just like with the ladies who have joined white women in celebration of this. Okay, this is turning into an anti-male nation. Anti-male USA. And then you're going to ask us for protection when those W's betray you. That's crazy.
Okay. No, you make some good strong points. Let me do this real quick. We got 551. It feel like Alpha Male Strategies is in here tonight because we got 550 people up in here. C. Jones, Oshay, Mr. Research, and LAR Movement Brothers, thank you for your sharing your knowledge and wisdom. I think it's the hot topic, and also y'all miss me. So do me a favor, brothers. I appreciate all of you. It's so many people in here tonight, man. I thank all you brothers. We have 3 exceptional black men today that have a lot of information. So I want you guys to go ahead and like the video, right? And if you're here for the first time, I need you to subscribe and then hit the bell. Shout out to my man live from Uganda, man. Love Kampala. I was there a few months ago. So brothers, do me a favor. As we are getting ready to go to Angel here, I need you brothers to like the video. And if you're new to this channel, you're a black man, this is where we talk about these kind of conversations. We have a lot of black male specific topics here. And this stream tonight just proves that, black men like to hear topics specifically for us and talk about these issues. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. We appreciate you guys. Let me just read these super chats before we get to my brother Angel here. I talked to him for a good long time today. Divine Performance. If it's safe to say that Hannibal Buress kickstarted the demise of Bill Cosby, black on black comedic violence. Wow. Okay. Jay Shaw, black men would have only stabbed Cosby in the back. Damiate, Harry, again, black loyalist, only my man Tony Davis, out of my boy out of Sinful to Peas, moderator Turner came over here, he's moderating over here. Blessings to the family. Art Banaka, $5, man. I had an awesome interview with the Haitian brother, man, the other day. Let me just get to my man Angel real quick. And brother, you can how you can do it is, are you on your computer? Because you're on mute right now, but if you're on your computer, you can basically take your mouse up to the top of your computer and hit the microphone. I think you know how to work Hangouts because you do a lot of Hangouts live. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You're off mute. Let me ask you this about Bill Cosby, because you were in the Nation of Islam. Let's before we get into that, let's just give him a little bit of a description of your experience working with, in the Black conscious movement and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. First of all, I would like to say, Brother Oshay, I talked to you earlier, but I want to say that it's an honor to be before yourself and this brotherhood. Listen, as you know, I'm very, very tired. But like they say in show business, the show must go on. So we have this opportunity. So I decided we need to go ahead and speak. But yes, again, it's an honor to listen to yourself and the brotherhood, and shouts to all those in the chat room and all those who are listening to this broadcast.
Oh, brother, are you playing the YouTube video in the background still?
No, that's the television. I can cut that off real quick.
Oh, yeah. If you can cut it off, it'd be pretty good because that way we can hear you. Okay. Yeah, this brother right here, man, he got some shit. I'm telling you, man, like this guy, I'm gonna bring him on tomorrow, man. Man, what's he doing? Go ahead.
I remember Brother Lamar. Don't you remember back? I think it was you. Remember when that Sarah Susan Seti and Pastor Hagen got into it? Don't you remember that?
LAR movement.
2009, man. I can't call it.
Because I believe it was you. You made a video, and we was talking about the Pastor Hagen, Sarah Susan said he was calling him an Asian and things of that nature. Don't you remember that?
I don't think so, because I wasn't in the suit and setting in them like that.
No, you wasn't, but that was the thing at that time. I believe it was you. You had made a video and I had made a video about that situation that was going on. Because I remember your channel, LARMOVEMENT. I remember that. Because you have been around since 2009, right?
I've been around for a while. I don't know if it's that long though.
Yeah, it's been that long. But yeah, so anyway, I just want to put that out there. We're gonna slide.
Okay.
But yeah. So yeah, I was in the my background is the Nation of Islam. I started my journey. I was introduced to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad when I was a little boy. Maybe probably as young as 7, 8, as when I was able to read. I can't remember a time when I couldn't read. And I have relatives that's in the Nation of Islam right now under Louis Farrakhan. And they've been around ever since the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And these books, my relatives gave these books to my mother. The Message to the Black Man, Our Savior Has Arrived, and all the books of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And she got the books and my mother threw them happily in the trash.
Okay.
So I got the books and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad answered a lot of questions that was going on in my mind as a little boy. Because as you know, well, you don't know, but I grew up during the time of segregation. And all these things was going on around me. I have no idea what was going on. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad answered all those questions. And at that time, I was being traumatized by being a dark-skinned person. And in the South, if you're a dark-skinned person, you know, you're black this and you're black that. My mother is darker skinned than me. And she was the main one running around making mockery of dark-skinned people. I said, Mama, you darker than I am. So as a child, you know, that's bad on your self-esteem because you wonder there's nothing that you can do about your skin color. And I'm feeling sad. I actually wanted to try to bleach my skin. I want to try to do something to, you know, to lighten up. But because of the teaching of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I found a way to be proud of my dark skin and defend that dark skin. And there's nothing, I would never not give credit to that man for what he done to me. He was my father, actually, growing up. I mean, I had men around me, but they, unfortunately, they just wasn't men. You know, they had penises and everything, I guess, you know, but they was not men to me. You know, my father and uncles, and I'm looking at them like, I know I'm supposed to grow up to be a man. I don't want to be like them. They were weak to me. I didn't like them. So the first man I actually was attracted to was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So that's my background with those teachings.
Okay.
And as I mature, I joined Minister Farrakhan in 1981, coming straight out of high school. I wanted to be an entertainer. I wanted to do the Michael Jackson thing. I just wanted to do entertainment. I wanted to act, I wanted to sing, I wanted to do all that kind of good stuff.
Okay.
But I went to New York, I went to the mosque, and I decided that the struggle of our people was more important than entertainment. Okay. So I decided to join the Nation of Islam and Minister Farrakhan.
Well, let me ask you this. Because the brother made a comment, because since you joined the Nation of Islam and it's a lot of black men that's working together, the brother made a comment saying that one of the mistakes that Bill Cosby did was that he didn't hire enough black security. He didn't build enough black men around him. Now you've worked, you know, with one of the greatest brother, you know, Elijah Muhammad, with one of the greatest books for black men, The Message to the Black Man. And what do you think about this, working with the Nation of Islam in this particular comment by this brother? Do you think that Bill Cosby could have really helped himself by building amongst other black men? Do you think that same thing would have still happened to him anyway?
Well, I tell you, it's all about the mindset. Because just because somebody has dark skin don't mean they're on your side. Because you had brothers that was in the nation and they wore the uniform, the FRI uniform, but it's all about the mentality. So you can surround yourself with all the black men that you want to, but if they don't have the right mentality, it doesn't make any difference about the color of the skin. Because if you remember, it was black men that shot Malcolm. You know, so you know, having dark skin don't mean these people are your friend. It's about the mentality. Now, if Bill Cosby set himself with men that had a certain mentality, that was looking out for his best interest, instead of this is just a job, that's different. Okay. But when you know how it is when you hire somebody, you know, hiring somebody don't mean they loyal to you. I'm just doing my job. Okay. Don't mean I like you, Bill. You just paying me $9.95 an hour to be at your gate watching people go back and forth. Okay. So just having a dark-skinned face does not guarantee that you're gonna get some kind of special treatment from this person. Okay, it's about the mentality and what we're trying to do here. And an employee-employer relationship, that's a whole different. You know, they can be on your side and they might not be. It's going to how I guess you treated them as an employee, because that's what it is. I'm not your brother. I'm your boss. So it's a difference there. We trying to be in the nation. We're trying to be brothers, trying to accomplish a certain goal, mission. Mm-hmm. So that's a difference in an employee-employer type relationship. You might get loyalty, and you might not.
Some good points. Some really good points. Let me read out the super chats. We have almost 557 people tonight. That's probably the second most I have since Alpha Male Strategy. So it must be because all of y'all is here because they don't give a damn about me. Mr. B, thank you for the $1 super chat. My brother, Freelance Ronan. Brothers, keep your dicks out of the cash register. Never mix business with pleasure. Loyalty is a masculine concept, and women are not loyal. Luke Underwood, the most effective way to destroy any community is by convincing the males to stop reproducing. Okay, you know what? I'm going to address that real quick. In this, it's a good comment. It's safe to say that Hannibal. Okay, let's go with this. Mr. Research, the brother, I know that he's making some similar statements to you in certain aspects, but what do you have to say to what he's saying?
My small pushback is that in order for us to really push Black male empowerment, okay, it's not productive for us to say, but it depends on the mentality. To a degree, that's a given. Okay. Let's use the FOI, for example. We're not going to say, hey, Asian man, come over here in the FOI, even though you practice Islam over in Thailand. Okay. My whole point is that you can't say it doesn't matter if you wouldn't take the Asian man under Minister Farrakhan's leadership and have him at the mosque also. You know, so my whole point about Bill Cosby is that just for Bill Cosby, he would have been better suited, and this goes to Angel's point, if Bill Cosby's mentality was able to weed out and decipher a loyal mentality to Bill Cosby. Okay. Bill Cosby would have had lesser problems. So let's just take the case on face. Okay. Nobody was at the door. Nobody was security. It was just a game for a $400 million dude. Why was there not even white security? But better yet, Bill Cosby was not the type of person to reach back to a Black man and say, hey, brother, I have some jobs out in my property, landscaping, security, what have you. Even before we get to the part of do they have the correct mentality, Bill Cosby was not of the mindset to, hey, let me reach back to you. No, Bill Cosby wanted to give his money to everybody else. That's why I said he was on the island by himself when he got in trouble. And a lot of times, even when we talk about our Black women, even though a lot of Black men hate to admit it, they tend to start to be in, not all of them, of course, but they tend to start to be in allegiance with white female, feministic, feminazi type of rhetoric. If you look at the picture today of all the Black women hugging the white women today. But then when those white women betray them, they come back to the Black community and say, why aren't you Black men protecting us? Oh yeah. It's kind of like a Black woman who's dating a white guy, and we have seen several of them. And when the white guy turns on her and calls her a nigga, now she wants to record it and show other Black people. When you was never like that in the beginning. So my point in saying all this, in a little pushback to what Angel say, I just think that we as black men have to make the attempt to pull other brothers in and stop letting the bailout conversation be but unless you're going to say what Angel says, that it has to be the right individual, because to say that it don't do no guarantee, nothing gives a guarantee. Right. But you got some brothers right now who are in the chat room scared to be managers, scared to be supervisors, because they don't want to have to deal with all that, and they don't want to, but that's where we need you to be, so you can pull an Angel in, so you can pull a Lar in. I mean, and I'm gonna end on this. Oshay, wouldn't you love, after you finish school, to see another black man at a prestigious hospital on the board to say, "Oh, don't even worry about it, Oshay, I'm gonna pull you right in"?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But check it out,
know somebody.
But check it out. But there's a Pakistani doing that for his Pakistani brother.
That's true.
There's a Filipino doing that for his, and he ain't saying depends on what your mentality is. Yeah. He's saying you are Gujarati like I am. Come on in. You Russian like I am. You Polish like I am. Come on in. And we as black men are too busy. Yeah, but he did. Yeah, but he got a green shirt on, and gotta stop all that.
Right.
No, that's true. That's true. Let me weigh in on this real quick before you go to the LR movement. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna just put the cat out the bag. And look, y'all gonna get mad at me, but I'm gonna just say it like it is. Bill Cosby, no. And I'm gonna tell you Negroes like this. I would call you niggas, but we got our brother Angel on here, and he tried not to curse. I don't want to be a bad influence on nobody's life. But let me tell you niggas, I'm sorry, let me tell y'all something. Bill Cosby knew that, man, you cannot, if you get a lot of money, man, anybody, they do this. When you start fucking a lot of white women, especially them white women that them white men like, man, listen, you on borrowed time. You on borrowed time. I would have listened. The nigga knew better. Even if he didn't do it. The fact that you was messing with all of these white women, and I see a lot of niggas think y'all have arrived. I hate to say this. Just because what Malcolm X said it best. What do you call a medical doctor with a black man with an MD, a black man with a law degree? What do you call him? What did he say? You call him a nigga. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm here in Poland. White women is here every day. Look good. I have not touched one white woman. I won't even let them come to my house. When they come and clean my house, I get the fuck up out of here. I get up out of here.
Please say that again. I don't think the choir heard you.
I get the fuck up out of here. And I'm in Poland. Y'all niggas know I could be using y'all money to be out here tricking, but I'm trying to tell you niggas something. You niggas out there think that y'all have arrived once y'all get a little master's degree and get you a car and you can do what you want to do, and the civil rights movement just came. Dog, I think this is a telling thing. Once you start to think that you have arrived at the same position that white men have, you have $500 million, white people got your back, you America's favorite dad. Okay, I can do whatever the white man is doing now. I'm not still a nigga. Man, I think the white man, no matter how much he would have built with black men, the fact is this is not Liberia. I think if this was in Liberia, okay, you're getting off. You in Nigeria, okay, you're getting off. Maybe if it was 50 black women, you're getting off. You have 95% white women, nigga. You can build a movement of niggas from here to the highest mountain, to Mount Negromanosphere, and them white people gonna find a way to put your black ass underneath the motherfucking jail every motherfucking time, because they want to let you niggas know the same shit happened to motherfucking Jack Johnson. And it's gonna happen to you niggas in 2011, 2018, 2895. You get your black ass no matter how much motherfucking money you got. And if you try to move the same way that these white folks move, you gonna have motherfucking problems. And they're gonna let you know that until they feel like it's okay. But they're letting you know that one of you other niggas try it again. One of y'all try it now. That's what I think this shit is saying, clear as day. I think if you're gonna try that, you know, you might try it with your own people, but the white man is not gonna let you come up in here and let 60 white women accuse you of all this shit and not let you not get away with it. They got something for your ass. That's my take on it. Now, I think we need to work together, but you're not going to be able to do what he doing or accused of doing. When a white woman said a black man did it, you still a nigga. Don't matter what you did. I could be wrong.
You're not wrong.
But
I could be wrong. But I tell you what, I'm in Poland. Now, I got an American passport, but I don't even let these women, I don't even stay in the room with them when they come clean this house. Because I don't want her to say anything. He touched my ankle. I'm just saying. Let me go to LAR because y'all know I'm long with it. Let me shout out to the brother right here. Evan Moore. Ball time is right. Say it again. You niggas better stop playing. LAR. I'm sorry. I said I wasn't gonna say the N-word and see how devil used me. LAR, brother. Will you go ahead and speak to these Negroes today?
Hypocrites.
Hypocrites. I'm tired of niggas. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. About a month ago, somebody got out of jail 2 months ago. What was his name? Orenthal James.
O.J. Simpson.
And why did people really go at his head? Because he was doing what? It wasn't because,
messing with them OFAs.
Man, you can't.
We got this one with Bill because it's been, you know, you like I said, you hang out with Hef, you gonna get into some shit. Now switch it a little bit. Who's in trouble also with Bill Cosby right now? Kelly.
R. Kelly. Oh, come on. R. Kelly can't stop molesting teddy bears and anything else. That nigga.
No. This is what I'm about to see. Now I know everybody want to say, you know, white people do it too. Well, you could grab a bunch of white chicks by the pussy and be president if you white, but you ain't white. Them white chicks will vote for you when you do that. But if you black, you got to chill that out. Now, the reason I said that those three names is because of this. We as men got to stop thinking that if I didn't arrive to the point where I can get all the pussy in the world, that fucking a bunch of women who ain't got nothing to lose by throwing me under the bus is cool. Because truth be told, even with Bill Cosby, what is the Gloria Allred? She tried to pimp $100 million out of this situation. This is what this was about anyways, was money.
Right.
So if he had just wrote a check for $100 million, all this shit would have disappeared. All these women would have been doing meth and crack and buying, you know, platinum dildos and would have moved on with their life. But since he didn't pay, because it's, you know, this the same chick that I hate that than when Harvey Weinstein did it, but oh fuck, I gotta shut up now, right? But you gotta understand, you black, they white, it's different. So, you know, now, yeah, I mean, like I say, I love black. I'm attracted to black women. That's my first choice. And all this, you know, you fucking with white chicks, this will happen. I get all that. But I also get, we as men got to put all that aside and really ask ourselves, is the pussy that important to put yourself in these type of situations?
That bleeding V.
Because I know too many guys, you know, who just, like, think about this. There are guys who are millionaires who lost half of their fortune because they just wanted to fuck. And still walk away like, I'm still winning, I get these hoes. You lost fucking 8 figures and you're smiling because you get these hoes.
Oh my God.
You know, people don't really, you know, take that into consideration. Like, you know who beat Mike Tyson?
Desiree Washington.
No.
Robin
She was
Higgins.
one of them. But that wife that had his future earnings after they got divorced.
And he was never the same after that.
We gotta ask ourselves: is the pussy good? Yeah. Is it worth all the shit we losing? No.
He was only married to her for like what, 3 months, 6 months?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Which wife is this? It's not the doctor, because I think
Robin Gibbons, right?
No, this is Robin Gibbons.
No.
Robin
The
Gibbons.
doctor got him too.
Yeah, because he married a doctor.
That right near the end of his career. That was the one that got him. Because he had to pay out his future purse to her in future fights.
And this is why I say you really can't blame all these females, because you know a lot of times these dudes get up here and say, and I ain't gonna call no names, so I don't want the YouTube community to get offended. But dudes be like, "Oh, you policing black men penises," and I'm like, "Look, check this out, man. Do what you want to with your nuts, but don't go out here and tell these other dudes that it's safe, because those are your nuts."
Right.
Other dudes get out here and be like, la-di-da, Asian women, and then next thing you know, they in Mandarin court wondering why they can't get back to America. They up here, they go out to the Philippines, they end up doing something and wonder why, whatever happened to so-and-so? Man, that dude's still over in Bangkok fighting his case for the past 6 years. All he did was go out there and fuck, right? Yeah, but he ain't Filipino.
Wow.
I mean, cats gotta understand, man.
Okay.
I'm not a hater to the game, but it's like, just don't sell a dude a dream, because there's movies like Gone Girl out there telling dudes that all she got to do is find a sympathetic victim. And what we don't understand is the system has told you today on this Bill Cosby case that America is now anti-male. Don't scream about it. Don't complain about it. Don't make slick chat room comments about it. Accept it and adapt accordingly.
Right.
Because when you take reasonable doubt out of the picture, I don't care if Angel or Lard never met this chick. As long as that chick is able to say, I met Angel on such and such a day at such and such. Matter of fact, she don't even have to have her dates right. I met Angel in January of 2001. Now Angel got to come up with 5-10 G's to prove that it isn't true. While she goes to work every day, has lunch with her girlfriends, and got that free district attorney trying to get another black face on his knockout mark. That's what it is. And here's the other thing, the last thing. It ain't gonna happen to another black dude. I don't think the R. Kelly. I think a black woman is about to take a great fall. I think a black woman is about to take a great fall. They're gonna almost Melissa Perry her, because you see what they did to Melissa Perry. They reminded her she was black. She thought all the women was gonna be by her side, and they doing it to Joy right now. They're getting Joy up out of here. But I think they're gonna have a famous black woman take a fall, and everybody gonna be like, but nope. White comes first. You thought we was down for you, and then that same woman gonna be like, but where's the community? And you're gonna be like, hold on, you was for women only a minute ago. It wasn't even for black men. You know, I don't know. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Here's my thing, and y'all don't need to answer it now, but just at some point in time, why is it we have black male leaders, especially in government, who never verbally say anything that they're doing for black men? It's always for women.
Well, I mean, here's what I want to say. Why are black men not asking these leaders what black men don't have an agenda? I mean, that's the thing. Black men do not have an agenda. We don't go out and here's the thing. We don't have an agenda. What do black men want is number one. We don't know. We don't know. We don't come with our money to tell people what we want, what we need. and we have a 500 and something $50 billion spending power that gets overlooked. Bill Clinton and Lee Harvey Oswald running for president, whoever else want to come run for president, they can come right to the black communities, pass black men sorry ass up. And I hate to say that because a lot of us are sorry. We don't stand up for ourselves. And I'm going to get to Angel here real quick. So we don't come out there with our agendas. So how can these politicians speak for us? Because we don't tell them what they need to do. Any group in America comes to the position, I want you to do this, this, and this. Here go $500 million. And if you don't fucking do it, I'm not gonna give you this money. And black men we gotta start flexing our muscles, right? Like, again, I got little things like I got 600 and some people in this stream right now. Y'all ain't liking. I want everybody in here to subscribe to Mr. Research, LAR Movement, and Angel. I'm gonna put these links in. I want you niggas to subscribe. So do me a favor, get the likes up first. I'm gonna go to Angel right now. But Mr. Research has been trying to teach you Negroes this, right? And I'm coming behind him because it wasn't my idea at first. But you black men have to start flexing your political muscles. You guys got to come to if you want the politicians to speak for you, what do you want? What do you expect to get? You know, the laws are like this for a reason, because you niggas don't get out there. You don't go out there and locally or in the government, whatever you need to do, and tell people what you need. This is why the gays get what they want. This is why anybody get what they want, and your black ass is sitting there looking like a fucking idiot because you don't never tell nobody what you want. So of course you don't get shit. And you shouldn't get a motherfucking thing. And they shouldn't give you nothing because you don't make them do it. So if you don't come out there with that mentality, what black women do, they put it to they listen, man, black women ain't playing with you niggas, man. I hate to say it. They out there voting, getting whatever they want over your black every day of the week. So you black men need to get active, and I'm gonna come back through research, but I wanted to say that these Negroes are not doing what they're supposed to do, so they ain't gonna get nobody to do it because y'all don't give no fucking money, and you don't get y'all out there and vote, so you ain't gonna get a motherfucking thing. So, you know, like, get your sorry ass out there and do what the fuck you supposed to do. Don't ask these people to give you shit. Now, let me go to Brother Angel. I'm sorry, you know, I'm trying not to curse, but Research asked a good question. I had to give him a good answer because he know I'm right, and because he's talking about the same thing. But let me ask you this, Angel. What's your take on what the brother's been saying, or what you wanted to add into the conversation?
Well, I tell you, I'm enjoying the conversation. I like to hear you brothers talk. And quite honestly, I tell you, it's not that black men should have an agenda. This black community should have an agenda. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, you have soul sisters, soul brothers, we have become divided. Okay. And that's a serious problem, because really, whatever her agenda should be our agenda. It should be agenda, because we just had a Waffle House murder or whatever. Mm-hmm. Had this crazy guy targeting dark-skinned people. He did not care about your agenda or was you male or female. Only thing he know, there were some dark-skinned folks sitting at a table, kapow, kapow, kapow. Okay. And that's all that they see in us is our skin color. They don't really care about just your skin tone or nothing like that. Now, we do have this division with our sisters. And see, this division, a lot of brothers don't want to admit it or confess. They're in denial. But see, a lot of that came from us, not us who are living today, but over a period of time since slavery, and we began to integrate into this society. And what happened was, just like what you said earlier about us being pompous, and we're trying to be like Massa, trying to be like the white boy. Mm-hmm. So we take our sister now, she was a slave, we were slaves. We both was on equal footing coming out of slavery. But as we began to develop our families and things of this nature, our only role model for manhood was Massa. And we know how Massa treated his woman, so we want to treat our woman the same kind of way. And so we began to do her dirty. And so by the time we get to the feminist movement and all this stuff, and this Caucasian woman wants to fight for her rights and all like that, now you got this sisters upset. Now they have the mentality, they want to join that. And you like, what happened? What happened? You see what happened. You know, we have a history of beating on her. And of course we cheat on her. We do her wrong and dirty. All the type of stuff. We're doing the same thing Massa was doing. So we actually drove her that way. So now you have her with the Caucasian women, and now you got us over here, which that should not be. She should be with us, fighting with us, but we actually driving her away. Matter of fact, a lot of us still do the same thing by telling her, well, you know, we don't see her as an equal. She's some kind of well, follow behind me. I'm the man. And well, if you the man, then how come we still live here with the cracker? We still live here with the cracker, depend on the cracker for jobs, depend on the cracker for food, water, and shelter, and all these different things. You a man, why don't you do your damn man job? If we were men, if we were doing the man thing, instead of, I got to go to Brazil and knock me off some panties, and I got to go to Poland and knock me off some panties. That's why our mindset is that I want dating relationship advice. No, you need to stand your ass up and say, look, for the first time in our history, I was a slave back then. I'm a man now. And the first thing a man want to do, look, if I'm going to live in America, then you're going to respect me. Either I get the hell out, I'm going to challenge, I'm going to take your ass out. It's one or the other. You can't be sitting around here and think that your women and your children are going to look to us as men. Like I told you, when I was a little boy, I did not see manhood. I did not see a strong figure. I did not see that. My grandfather was the strongest figure I ever had in my life. And when this cracker came around,
oh shit,
which the first time I never seen Caucasian people. It was the first Caucasian person I ever seen. My grandfather was the strongest person. He ran the house. But when this old bit up cracker came, I was playing in the cotton field, and my grandfather started looking at the ground, yes sir, and started pointing at the, we was sharecropping. He started pointing at the cotton and he started doing, I'm like, what the hell? What's that? My whole thing, I said, I'm thinking to myself as a child, that's what I'm supposed to grow into? This old geezer thing, I didn't know what this pale-faced dude was, but I know that he had my grandfather bowing down, yes sir, and then over there, and yes sir. I'm like, wow. And I'm upset right now with men today because our mind is not focused. Our mind is focused on, like, we free. You are not free. You think that you normal. You are not normal. You are hated in this country. Nobody likes your ass. You don't even like your ass. Not only do you have to worry about the Peckerwood shooting you down the street, but in your own neighborhood, you got other Negroes because you have no value. So since I'm nothing, you ain't nothing. So it's easy for another brother to take a gun to shoot another brother in the head, or it's easy for another, there go Oshay Jackson. His channel ain't all about that. So I'm gonna make me a video. Oshay Jackson is an ass wipe. We want to do just like what we was talking about earlier. We want to be all pompous and big and bad, but you're not big and bad with the real person that you need to be big and bad with. Be bad with the enemy. Messing with Oshay Jackson don't do me no good. Dealing with the real enemy is where you get your brownie point, because he's the man that you got to get the respect from. He's the man that when he comes on the scene, he's got to be the one that said, I don't think I want to mess with them guys because I'm a man just like you. I'm not going to wear no sign saying I'm a man. What you need a sign for? No, you're going to find out when you come this way, I'm a man. I'm not going to tell you I'm no man. I'm not going to put on no damn sign. When you come this way, you're going to know. That's the way you get the respect for that black woman. When we begin to act like men, for real, all that feminism stuff, all the stuff that you complain about, she's going to come back to you because she wants to be with you. She wants to be with us. You think she wants to be over there with them? No, she don't. If you interview her and talk with her, and I've done it many, many times, they don't want to be there. We are the problem. We are the ones. We are the ones.
Let them finish.
Yeah. We are the ones
LAR movement.
that want to sit around.
Go ahead. Okay. So
we are the ones, we trying to find ways so that we don't have to accept responsibility for ourselves. We want to blame her. She's not the problem, especially if you're a Christian, because in Christianity, they say, the man is the head of household. Well, lead, damn it. Lead. Be a leader. Run the house. Show that you can lead. Show that you can produce your own food, your own clothing, your own shelter. Stop living in another damn man's house. Everybody in the chat room, everybody, all these men, I can guarantee you, you got ugly ass George Washington in your pocket. That's the white man's money. You need to make money. You put value on it. You eating food that he grew. Everything about you that you got directly or indirectly came from this cracker. And you're going to tell me and sit and tell me and snuggle in my face like you some man. What kind of man are you depending on another man sucking another man's underwear? So don't bring that. So don't be blaming a woman, blame yourself. Get the men together. That's why it's good for this forum that we can have so the men can get together, but stop talking about these damn panties. Talk about real issues that can liberate yourself from another man. How are you going to be a man living in another man's house? That's what you're doing. You're living in another man's house. And then when he kill you, when he put you in jail, when he do all this, the only thing you do is cry. Oh, Bill Cosby, he raised up in the courtroom and cussed out the judge. So what? Your ass going to jail, bro. You an old man, you going to die there. Matter of fact, Bill Cosby might not even make the first few weeks. He's so old, and the stress from all that, he might not even make it the first week. Because he's used to living the lavish life. That's over, brother Cosby. It's over. That's a done deal.
Okay.
So we have to stand up and be men, because I can guarantee you, when we become and act like men and get the respect, not only from our woman, but when another man respect you, it's a whole new ball game. But again, brother Oshay, this form is good. It's a wonderful form.
Okay.
If we start talking about real things to liberate yourself instead of trying to be comfortable, because you're not like them. We're not like them at all. We're not.
Okay, let me do this real quick. So I told you the brother don't hold no punches, man. I try to tell y'all. We don't hold no punches. And I might have to Patreon this show because we got so many words of crackers. I can't even leave this shit up no more. I have to take this motherfucker down. I'm like, damn, this shit got 700 live viewers. And I gotta take it down, man. But shit. All right, look, 705 people in the building. Do me a favor, man. Listen, man, look. I told you I know how to put the right people together, man, to make a good show. And I'm gonna do this. We got 700 people watching right now, and at 6 in the morning, I'm wide awake. So let me do this real quick. Guys, go ahead and like the video real quick for me, brothers. Shout out to Sister Allie Emmett. Allie, you know, if you want to come on too, you definitely welcome. You know, you're one of my favorite YouTubers. It's a great show. Let me do this while I'm a LAR. I'm a let LAR chime in. I know Mr. Researcher, a few things that he is in disagreement about, because I think this is a good part of the conversation, because we talked a lot about Bill Cosby, but now I think this is a good part because we can relate this to what black men need to be doing. Okay, and this is very important because, so guys, do me one quick favor. Number one, Veg 48, $2 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much. The Yeti, I felt that story. $15, had to give up some of this tax money. DJ Cadillac, please outline an agenda for black men. 389. I tell you what, DJ Cadillac, I have a think tank, Negromanosphere think tank. Me, LAR. I think I asked research about. So I have a think tank that we're going to get together. Tony Maceo, we're definitely going to do that in the next month. Okay, remind me to do that, brother. The African American dollar will resurrect y'all. JL Edwards, Evan Moore, my brother with the 55,000 Japanese yen borrowed time. Say it right. Tufok Lawal, say it again, Oshay. When white men hurt black women, feminists don't help. New man 2772. The black man has no friends. Help and host all the best. Feminists don't hope the best. Okay, LAR, go ahead and weigh in on this, man. This very well may be a Patreon episode with 708 people watching. Damn, but go ahead on.
Something was brought up and it made me think this whole time.
Okay.
Something that we haven't done in a very long time. We haven't flooded an industry. When you think about other groups, an industry pops up.
Okay.
If you think about Asians, you think about hair, or Indians, you think about corner stores or gas stations. Or if you think about Nigerians, you might think they're doctors. If you think about Jews, you might think they're accountants. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. You think about Irish, you might think they're cops. When you think about black men, what industry pops up?
Basketball.
Don't make me
Rap?
dunk on
I
you.
don't know nothing, nigga.
Not an entertainment industry. Just like what kind of foothold do we have on
Talking shit.
Yeah, exactly. So without an industry, you lack power because we kind of jacks of all trade, and because when you're talking about the political part of it, like we don't have an agenda. Part of having an agenda is having an industry that makes the government or people that you want to employ as politicians come through you. This is my industry. This is my agenda. If you don't do it, I'm shutting this shit down.
Yeah.
So that's where we have an issue right now. And one of the issues is nobody wants to be a sacrificial lamb of generation. Every other community has they sent kids to school. I don't want to be that. Fuck what you want to be. We all gonna be this shit right now. Be that shit when you off, but we don't realize part of our issue is we don't want to put in the work to be free, but we want to feel free.
There you go.
And when we're parenting and raising our kids, go do what makes you happy. But we're not telling people to do what makes you free, what makes you powerful, what makes you actually be able to compete in this world. And at some point, we have to put all of the bullshit aside and say, look, like, okay, Bill Cosby did his thing financially in a sense, right? But here was the problem. His son got killed. His daughter died in this process. They're gonna attack his wife and his other children and his other daughters to try to get money out of them, and you're gonna try to break them. But who do they have to lean on and say, look, I need a wall of protection? And they're multi-millionaires. That's the problem. Now, if I was Bill Cosby, honestly, I'll appeal this shit. And if I think my appeal don't go through, I'll fly off one day and go somewhere where there's no extradition. If I don't feel like I did that shit, you ain't gonna fuck me over in my last days. I'll tell the judge, I'm gonna be there in the morning to turn myself in. Where the fuck is Bill Cosby at? Chilling with Roman Polanski. See, y'all don't say shit to him.
Right.
Where's he at now?
Where he always been.
And he in Poland with you?
Chilling. And he actually raped the motherfucker.
Right.
He sure did.
But I'm done.
He's somewhere in Europe. I know France or someplace. No, not France because they have extradition, but he's somewhere.
Yeah, I'm done, bro. That's just my thought.
All right, let me just do this real quick because I want everybody to subscribe to everybody. We got 711. I gotta see what y'all think, man. Should I lead this thing up or should I? What should I do, LAR?
Hey man, you gonna be it's a crapshoot, P. It's a crapshoot.
Because he went in, man.
It's a crapshoot.
I was just describing certain people, not everybody, just a certain group of folks.
Those females at YouTube who are managed YouTube don't care what you meant. They they will take one word and boy.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't talking about
white people, can you? Are they a protected group?
Huh?
I said, are white people a protected group on YouTube?
Shit, yeah.
Well, the females are definitely because when I went down to a YouTube in San Mateo, it's like 80% females work there.
Okay. But you, well, I'll tell you what. We'll think about it real quick. Let the research go ahead and guys, we got 700 and something people here. Let me go ahead and read the super chat from the brother. Just real quick, man. I appreciate you guys. Luke Underwood, buy as much land as you want. The government can't take it in the blink of an eye. Everyone paying taxes oppressed. Freedom starts in your mind. Young J216, let Edward give. Basically said let Edward come on to talk to Angel. Edward tonight. We gonna try to keep it as Christian as possible. This is his first time on the show, brother. So we gonna Let the brother speak his mind tonight. Okay. Let's go ahead and say what you had to say, Mr. Research.
So hopefully this is how we disagree or whatever, to where we don't bump heads. I'm going to explain what Angel was saying for those people who thought he was simping or what have you. He's really not simping, but the way he said it, you guys don't understand it, so therefore you just assumed he was simping. It's the same thing LAR movement said. It's the same thing LAR movement said. We do not have an infrastructure that we control. That's basically what Angel was saying. We don't have we don't have all the black firefighters pulling in 17-year-old boys into the black firefighters program.
Okay.
We don't have the black policeman pulling got a JOTC at the high school pulling black boys into an infrastructure. We don't have the black Air Force brigade reaching out to young black dudes saying, hey, here's an option. That's the problem. So in everything that Angel was saying, the nuts and bolts of what he's saying is, as black men, what do you control to where people fear you? Keyword, fear you. There's an old saying, and it must have came out of Roman time. No, probably English. What justifies manhood is when you are feared. If you're not, you could be feared as a 13-year-old boy with a slingshot. Once somebody see you make that giant fall, now everybody's like, whoa, that ain't just a boy. That's a giant killer.
Wow.
But if you guys, if you black men are not known as a giant killer, if you're just known as a person who disagrees, if you're just known as a person who gets verbal, if you're only known as a person who rants, then what are you really in control of? So that's basically what he's trying to say. He's saying that, hey, look, only so many of us on YouTube is going to have a white man saying, I might not want to fuck with him. He might know his laws. He might know his, I might he might have an extra 5-10 G's to throw a lawyer at me. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. When a cop pulls somebody over, he can pull somebody over in a Lamborghini or what have you. And this happened to a dude from the CNN, and this happened to Tyler Perry. The minute they said, no, I don't even want to say nothing to you. Let me call my lawyer while you got me here at this stop. All of a sudden, hey, we just want to let you go. Have a nice day. There's no get emotional. Why you pull me over? You can't give me an explanation of why you pulled me over? No problem, brother. What I do now, and I had this happen recently, there was a truck in front of me with no lights on and no license plate. All right. And I had a broken taillight unbeknownst to me.
Okay.
This dude pulls me over, and I said, oh, I thought you was pulling over the car in front of me. No, I'm pulling you. I said, wait a minute, you don't see that car with no lights and it's like 10 feet in front of her. He said, no, I didn't see him. I saw you. I said, at this point, officer, I'm going to turn my recorder on because I need to be able to give this to my lawyer. And he said, oh, well, he started explaining. I said, I hear everything you're saying, but you and I are looking at a truck drive away now that you could have stopped with blatantly no plates and no lights, and you stopped me for a broken taillight. You go ahead and do what you need to do. Here's my information. That dude came back. By that time, his buddy was on the passenger side looking in like they do. And he came back and gave me my stuff, man. You do understand why I stopped. Yeah, I understand. And he said, have a nice day. I do not play no more.
Right.
A lot of times people on YouTube, they like, but Q, how is that gonna work? But Q, I said, look, bro, I use white man laws against white people. I do not have emotional conversations with folks. And just like we were talking about the Starbucks situation, somebody would say, oh, they're gonna get paid. I said, no, they're gonna get stock options. That's what they gonna get. Hey, Mr. White Man, don't worry about paying me no money. That's gonna hurt your bottom line. I need X amount of stock options to be able to, do what I need to do. And from those stock options, every quarter that money just rolls in. So whatever they're gonna ask for is gonna be nothing in comparison to that stock money that's gonna roll in every 4 months for the rest of their life.
I got a question.
So go ahead.
I was thinking about what you was just saying. We don't have industries like you was talking about, but I think one of the things that we haven't put together as men is we have skeleton crews in a bunch of industries, and we're not putting it together.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. Because we don't want to be supervisors or managers, LAR. We don't want. One of the reasons I'm in the field I'm in, and Oshay will tell you this. I do Oshay's billing. I know his laws.
Mhm.
I know all the structure and what he does. So all he has to do is go take care of people, and I make sure the money keep rolling in. Now, Oshay can learn that himself. Oshay can do the codes, but now that makes him all over the place. You see what I'm saying? Now he's subject to error. Now, if something go wrong, it's really on his NPI. If his NPI goes, that's it for him. He's gonna have to appeal that. He's gonna have to go through a couple of years. You mess up his medical identification number, it's a wrap. And that's why I got into the field I'm in, because I'm able to do so many different things from this field. Now, if you're gonna do a plumber, there's nothing wrong with that. But you need to reach out to the other Black plumbers and create the North Region of Jersey Black Plumbers Society.
Okay.
So that when there's a contract that comes up at the Coliseum, it's not just LAR, the plumber, going against a union with 400 members. You at least got 200 other Black plumbers where y'all can go and put a bid together. I had this same conversation back in 2003 when Shirley Franklin was in Atlanta. All these Black engineers and Black construction guys was like, man, they pricing us out. I said, because y'all acting as individuals, which goes to your part, LAR. Y'all acting as individuals. Look how many dudes y'all are against 3 white companies with an endless amount of union workers. Why don't y'all get together, form Black, I don't give a hell, whatever, a union? Y'all still all individual companies, but when y'all able to make this thing, but they're not gonna do that until a Black woman comes along with the idea. Let me say it again. They're not gonna do that until a Black woman comes along with the idea.
Okay.
Gets a bunch of brothers together that's down to be loyal, and then they gonna wonder why there ain't no Black men in control of this. Why ain't no Black men in control of JetBlue? Why no Black men own BET? Why no Black men own XXL? Why no Black men own World Star? This is what Angel was saying.
Let me chime in on this real quick, because I know from being in what we consider the manosphere and being associated with some of the guys that we kind of you kind of look at women in their true form, and not as so innocent creatures. But I would say it like this: for somebody coming from the Nation of Islam, with all of the problems that the Nation of Islam that I've seen that they've had, with some of the things they tried to cover up and some of the blatant hypocrisies that they have, some of these younger guys trying to clean up that happened like many years ago, because that's really what I see the young guys in Nation of Islam do, basically being foot soldiers trying to clean up shit that they had nothing to do with. But one thing I would say about the Nation of Islam is they got a good control, at least from what I can see, of their women. Ain't no doubt about that. You will never find a better behaved Black woman, a more submissive Black woman, or more feminine Black woman than in the Nation of Islam. And to me, I gotta look at why that is. Mm-hmm. And the reason why that is because those men in the Nation of Islam, they, from what I can see, I'm not really so, but what I can see from the inside out, outside looking in, it looks like the Nation of Islam tries its best to control as much of everything that they can control with the people within the nation. They have their own schools. It looks like that they have their own stores. They have at least some of their own businesses. I don't know how much Farrakhan owns of how much everybody else. They try to be actually as independent off the grid as they can. And if you want to be within that particular nation, there are those rules that you have to abide by that these men set. And if you don't want to follow those rules, then you're not going to be within that nation. Here's where we are as black men. You have like all of this money. You have $500 or something $1 million spending power, $1 billion spending power. You have, all of these things, but you don't even control your own media. Like, seriously, how many websites do you have that are dedicated to black male sports, black male podcasts? I mean, I don't even know 10 dedicated black male podcasts in the world. Like even in Nigeria, country full of black people, 200 million. You cannot find black men websites in Africa. Everything is dedicated towards women. And you do not see anything garnered towards men. Like, it's almost midnight right now. We have 630 some people watching. We have a podcast for men. And the reason why we have so many people up right now is because we're probably the only people right now in the world talking about something for black men. So when you look at the fact that you don't even create things for your own community, and I'm talking about, I know Abe's talking about the black community. I deal with the black male community because I don't think you can really have a black community unless you deal with black men first, because if you can get black men together, you can get everything else together. But we don't even represent ourselves in our own image. And so if you can't do that for yourself, and black women have more media than you, black women have more. So, it's hard for this particular female you're going to try to get her to respect you when, black men, we don't have a lot of solidarity with each other. And we don't even represent our own self. Like I said, we have all of this money and all of this power that we're not even using. And then, we have to make women respect us. Like the brother was saying in so many words, it sounded like very like harsh. You know what I mean? If you really listen to what it's saying, but black men, we have to make people respect us, period. Whether it's white folks, whether it's Asian people, it starts with opening up the doors, like you said, with each other, right? You know what I mean? I took the little money I get from my Patreon. I have a little website. I pay people and I start small. You know what I'm saying? They're just giving brothers a chance. And it's just, you black men have to do the same thing, because look at the Nation of Islam. Nation of Islam has laid it out quite what the game plan is. If you build it, they will come. And we have to really look at that Booker T. Washington type of philosophy, that do for self type of philosophy, like the favelas in the Brazil. If you guys heard that story, how they built those communities without the help of the government, black men got to be in that position. And a lot of us really don't want to put that work in so that these women will have to respect us. And we do have to do that. Now, don't get me wrong. Black women dog us all the time. They do. They dog us in these movies, these videos, and like a lot of talking points, man, right here on YouTube. But at the same time, you black men, we really need you brothers to, take advantage of the opportunities that are afforded, because you're still United States of America. It's the best place to be if you want to be a black man and come up on opportunity as far as education and career training, stuff like that. So that's what we want to present to you, because if the Nation of Islam is doing it with a lot of guys who are, I would hate to say this, but from what I think, if I don't know if I'm right, Angel, a lot of these guys have criminal backgrounds, have been in jail, and they have their women who have probably, some of them have the same experiences, and they have operating their women the way why you can't do it. Some of you done been to college and never been to jail, and you can't get your woman to do nothing. And these guys and took the worst. If you think about the Nation of Islam in the 60s, these were the rejects of the black church, many of these people.
That's right.
You know, the guys who were going to the mosque couldn't go to church. Nobody wanted to think about Malcolm X. Would he have had a career being a black preacher, just come out of prison? And nobody would have touched him in the civil rights era. No black church would have took a risk on somebody like that. And look at how the Nation of Islam was built, with the worst, as you would say, throwaways of black people. And look what they can do doing for self. So I just want to say that. Go ahead, Brother Angel.
Yeah, I want to say this real quick. I'm glad you brothers made it more simple, explain exactly what I was saying. You're right on point. All the brothers was right on point. I want to say, this is what makes me sort of angry. We as men, they always talking about the women are so emotional. I get tired of emotional men. You know, everywhere I go, I talk for a few minutes, or you a simp. You are Captain Save-A-Ho. What's up with that? I don't like being around guys like that. You know, why don't you put on your thinking cap? Why don't you listen? Don't hear. Listen to what somebody's trying to say to you. Soon as somebody says something that you think you don't like, hey, you simping, you Captain Save-A-Ho. Where did you get simping from? First of all, you got it from your slave master. That's not a word I'm very sure no black man thought of. You got it from the cracker. Oops, I said cracker. You got it from them. I said them. You got it from them. You know, that's where you got it from. You can't even make, you so pathetic, you can't even make up your own words of degradation and making mockery. You know, Captain Save-A-Ho. I'm supposed to save a hoe because my woman is not supposed to be a hoe. She's not supposed to be a prostitute. She's not supposed to be a stripper. She's not supposed to be those different things. As a man, you call yourself a leader. You're supposed to save the damn hoe. Okay, I can't say I said damn.
You can say damn and hoe, I think, but
okay.
You know, the cracker thing. The crackers we meant like the saltine. That's what we meant.
Yeah, that's right. We meant the saltine cracker.
Saltine crackers.
I want to say this though, y'all. So stop being emotional. You're men. Let's grow up here, okay? On this show, let us grow up, okay? Let's stop all the name calling, the simping. Who cares about? That don't mean nothing. That is not going to help you none being emotional. You being emotional like the women that you're talking about. Let's stop that. Let's have an adult grown conversation here. Going back to, I have a video I'm promoting, and I don't know, we can talk about this later on, but I have a video called, and I asked Minister Farrakhan, let us take control of the state of Mississippi. And if you come to my channel, you'll see the link, or just look up that video, Farrakhan, let's take control of the state of Mississippi.
Okay.
And in that video, I'm offering a plan where if we can take control of that state, all these things that we're talking about, having an agenda, having like the brother was talking about, creating an industry, that will open up all those doors for us. Everything that you think that you want to do, you can do it. You take control of the politics of a whole state. You're not scattered everywhere. Everything is concentrated in one spot. You want to create an industry. I'm thinking about the state of Mississippi becoming a state where we control the organic food industry, where everything that comes from up out of the state of Mississippi is organic. You know, organic food is the end thing. Mississippi is an agricultural type state. Plenty of land to do what you need to do. We can be the #1 producers of organic milk, organic vegetables, organic everything. Whatever we need to do to choose. You take control of that state, control the law, the politics, and everything else becomes easier. You might have a hard time elsewhere, but you control that state. At least when you come to this state, you control everything there. You control the law and the politics. Then it makes things much, much easier for him. And then from there, you spread out. So that's a way. And I haven't got it's been real silent on this topic. And I wonder why. I'm like, why are the black folks, why the soul brothers and sisters, why are they so silent? And it goes back to what the brother was saying too, because we have a fear. We don't really want to put in the work to do what's necessary. We want to do what makes us feel good, but we don't want to do what we really need to do. And this is something that we really need to do and accomplish, because if you can get this done, it opens up so many doors, and it actually changes our destiny and our respect level in this country. Because how you gonna call somebody a nigger when they just took over a whole state? How you gonna call somebody, well, you're a nigger? Well, look, I just took your state from you. We run the politics in Mississippi. Bring your white self here and see if you can get over like you do anywhere else. See what I'm saying? Black men run this. See what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at. Building, having individual stores and opening up a school, just like the Nation of Islam, these different businesses, that's not gonna cut it. You gotta think big. Just like when the Europeans first came to this country. I can guarantee you, their mentality was, we taking it all. They ain't thinking about what we're gonna share with the Indians. No, we finna take it all. Mm-hmm. We're the only ones that think real small. We're not thinking on a high level. And we have the education. We have the economic power, just like the brother said, $5.5 billion, 550 billion.
Yeah, that's just within black men, but I think the black men is 1.4 trillion. Yeah.
What if we took all that and concentrated just in one spot instead of putting it all over the country, trying to do things? Put it in this one spot, making it the heart, and then from that heart you pump out to the rest of the body. See, but my thing is, I love brothers. Don't get me wrong. I love brothers. But the main problem here is us. To me, it's us. Yeah, I know sisters do us bad and give us wrong. I had a conversation with Brother Oshay earlier about, my ex-wife. If I told you what my ex-wife done to me, woo, man, I'll be with Tommy Sotomayor right now. But see, I don't view, just because a certain group of sisters has a certain behavior or whatever, we try to make it like it's all of them. It's not all of them. You can't, just because you have a bad experience with Shaniqua or whatever. Shaniqua, do you know how many millions of sisters? Have you met all of them? Have you talked to them? You can't. That's a mistake. We stereotype ourselves. It's already bad enough other people stereotype us. Then we begin to stereotype ourselves. I don't know no Shaniquas myself. I don't know these ghetto. I don't know no chicks that wear green and blue hair and all this. I don't know them. Never was raised with people like that. And even if I did, it goes back to us. It all goes back to getting ourselves together. Because I can guarantee you, Brother Oshay, and the panel here, and the brothers in the chat room, and those who listen, I guarantee you, if this man, because see, wow, we are some bad dudes. You just don't know how powerful you are once you stop crying. Look, just wipe your tear. Straighten up. Get yourself together. We are some bad. Nobody can stop us. Don't you know, if it wasn't for terrorism, we would already be controlling Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina. We would already be doing that. We was already in the process of doing that, coming straight out of slavery. We was already doing it. That's why them did what they done. They terrorized us and forced us to flee. We was already doing it as newly freed slaves with our vote. They died for our vote. And what was the brother research? Is it brother research?
Mr. Research, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Research. What he was saying. And just like Malcolm said, by any means necessary, take whatever laws that this guy has at your disposal, whatever we got. We got voting, we have our education, all these different things. Nothing wrong with those things. We just have not been using them properly. That's what we need to do. Work these things properly. Learn his law and learn how to use his law against him. Whatever he gives you, learn how to use those different things. Instead of worrying about what women, I could care less about what women do. I don't care about their weaves. I don't care about their monkey makeup that they wear. I don't care about none of that stuff at all. I don't care nothing about what women doing. I'm caring about what we as men can do, because I can guarantee you again, we get ourselves together, they gonna straighten up. She wants to be with us. She wants to be on our side. I know it. I don't talk to many of them, but we tripping. Because see, a lot of us, we wants to be like Massa. Our ideal success is like Massa. We materialistic. I want to drive a Benz and have the big car. Y'all need to get out of that materialism crap. Ain't nothing wrong with a modest car. Ain't nothing wrong with a modest house. living modestly. There's nothing wrong with that. You should be thinking about loving your woman, loving your children. When I see Oshay, I should just, whoo, brother, I love you, man. And you know something? There's nothing wrong with being fake about it at first, because that gives you in practice. You know, just, hey, brother, I don't like Oshay, but I'm gonna pretend. And pretty soon you'll love him. Something, because that's the way it's gotta be. We really don't love it. We don't really like each other that well for real like that. But if you pretend, it can grow into something. You know, it's just like some of these women that you say you wouldn't have nothing to do with, but you pretend, you know, but you mess around and like them for real. See, it's the same type of concept. But you know, everybody on the panel here is on point, and I know some of y'all in the chat room just need to settle down, bring it down, just listen, because we all on the same, playing field here. Matter of fact, I give Oshay his props because I've asked to be on other shows. I don't know why other people don't even respond. Brother Oshay didn't have no problem. Yeah, you're a little guy. How many subscribers you got? 3? Oh, that's all right. I listen to you. I'll put you on there. But see, that's the way you know. But that's the way we need to be. See, brother is pulling another brother in, just like brother was talking about. See what I'm saying?
Go ahead. Hold on a second. Let me get Richard to get in here. Guys, just watching. This is what I want to do. I'm echoing. Somebody will echo. Guys, do like the video. You Negroes, man. Look, y'all got me up at 6:30 in the morning. If you're a new person, you never donated before, hit the super chat button, put $1 in there. Let us know you appreciate us, right? Because you know it comes back. Okay, we want to get you. We talk about black men support now and get you brothers ready. Put 50 cents, put a collard green, put an empty condom wrapper. Do something. Like the video. Do something, right? Because y'all niggas got me up late. Okay. So we love you, brothers, but you niggas got to like the video or do something. I like to see you brothers get behind us. Subscribe to these brothers in the description. Okay, you got to stay active, right? You know what I mean? We make these shows for you and put this out there. Y'all be emailing me when I don't put these shows again. When you going to do a show? When you going to do a show? Come on. So this is why, you know, go ahead on to put something in and do something. If you ain't got $1, okay, well, like a video. If you can't like the video, subscribe to all the brothers in the description, okay? Every last one of them. All right? So, guys, okay, keep it. Go ahead, Miss Research.
All right, so Angel, I'm going to give you the advice Oshay gave me. I'm a no-nonsense type of person, but that does not work for you two. Okay? I am a rough type of person, but that does not work for you two men. I am a pick up the sword, die on what I said last week type of person. But that doesn't work for a lot of YouTube boys.
Yeah.
So what Oshay has told me through the couple of years, and I really don't give a fuck, and I've been working on it myself, but I really didn't give a fuck. But I started hearing him because he would say stuff like, "Oh, Mr. Research, you're kind of hard," and you know what? It wasn't my intention. So what happens is you come from an old school learning when you start talking about cotton fields and what, and new African American people don't understand that. New African American people, with no disrespect to nobody in the chat room, I'm just explaining something to Oshay. I mean, to an Angel. You see, this is part of my training, Angel. Disrespect.
Right.
So what happens is Angel comes from that cotton field mentality where he was a little boy talking about standing in cotton fields. You guys have never been through that because you're new African American people. A lot of you have never physically been through the crack era. A lot of you have never physically been through Bloods and Crips or Vice Lords and Decepticons. Y'all don't know a lot. Some of y'all. So when y'all have this feeling about what rough individuals have to say, you are partially right. But it's the way that the rough person is presenting it. And what I would share with Angel is learn from that part of Oshay. Oshay has that preacher father background, so he got to see it through all these years, and he knows how to mix the comedy in. I just don't give a fuck, so I know my situation. And because look, I tell people, and you know, I don't mean to
to hurt people. It's just that I've been through a lot at an early age, and I survived. When I give people conversations, it's conversations I've been through. I work a medical job and a tech job. I don't talk this stuff just for kicks. Oshay had to tell me to turn the. You remember that conversation, Oshay? Oshay had to tell me to turn the damn super chat, Patreon, and other shit on. So I've been operating since '07 without taking in any money. So when somebody comes to me talking about views, I'm like, nigga, I had a 42K channel. I had a 22K channel. I don't give a fuck. Fuck views. I'm saying this to help you because you might not survive Monday. It ain't nothing to do with me. And that's how you got to look at it. It's like you got to present it to the brothers to where they feel like you're not talking down. I used to always have dudes say, "Oh, Mr. Research, you talking down to us." I'm like, dude, do you not understand this darn white man and this Asian man are out to kill you and your son? And you worried about how I put a period at the end of my sentence? Are you serious? But guess what? That's what they're focused on because they haven't been through that level. And that doesn't mean that they're bad people.
Right.
It's just that if we're really trying to help them, Angel, we have to talk to them where they are at, not where we are at. Because a lot of times they can't relate to a pick up the sword, hold your shield mentality. Like I said something on my live stream one day, because I'm a practice the art of war type of dude. If all of us are standing right here, right now, and we about to go to war with the Irish people, and Steve the Dean comes up, I'm going to take a knife and I'm going to stick Steve the Dean in the side of his belly and let him bleed out. Because I don't want to go to war with nobody who might turn on me in the middle of the battle. So let's get this over with right here, right now. And I'm just going to all of a sudden do it. I ain't going to have no emotional conversation. I'm just going to hit him up. He gonna look at me, start bleeding out, and we gonna go to war. The rest of us, and that's how you got to do it. You gotta understand that a lot of people. Okay, I'm wrapping it up. You gotta understand a lot of people
on Patreon now. Okay, go ahead.
You gotta understand a lot of people have not been through a lot of adversity. You feel me? I start selling. Yes. I start doing dirt at 14. I'm not saying that braggadocious. I'm saying to let you know by 16, 18, I was living on my own for 27 years. So it's like, they don't know that part yet. So when we talk about Bill Cosby and we say, okay, I know a lot of y'all are on YouTube talking about white chicks and you want to, kind of like what LAR say, you thinking that busting a nut is victory. Okay, wait till you get that $80,000 child support bill with 26% interest and late fees. Then you're gonna come back to that old Oshay LAR video that you saw way back when and be like, you dudes was right. I was just talking crazy. Here's my last point. I said this to Sergeant Willie P when he first came around back in 07, 08. I said, dude, it ain't all these women. It's a lot of these dudes are not the warriors that they say they are. They just on YouTube getting attention. Right now, and some point in time, it's going to come to pass. Me and Oshay have talked about it privately. There's a famous YouTuber with a white stepfather, but he will never say nothing about his white stepfather. But if everybody knew that he had a white stepfather, they would look and say, well, why don't you talk about that? Well, he can't talk about that because he's in it to make money off the pain of black men. So when you, Angel, come with some of that hard information, you got to take a step back like Oshay has trained me. No, I give you props, Oshay, really. You got to take a step back like Oshay has trained me, and maybe even take a little softness and be a little romantic like LAR and put something in your voice. So that the brothers don't feel intimidated when you say, you dumb motherfucker, pick up that sword. You see what I'm saying? And then dudes run to say, I'm gonna unsubscribe. You tell me to pick up my sword. But that's all I had to say.
Oh shit. But let me shout out a few people, man. This is a hell of a I definitely got a Patreon. Damn, it's gonna be a good video, man. But fuck it, I'm gonna put it. I gotta put it on Patreon, man. We got violence. We got people getting called crackers on this motherfucker.
Don't forget about monkey makeup.
Y'all will fuck it up. Oh, have mercy, Jesus. Black people, boy, on YouTube. Oh my God. So let me do this. Let me shout out a few brothers, man. This is so Zitz99, man. Shout out to the brother. If we hold up a strong code of conduct collectively, respect will follow, and so will they, black women. All 4 pockets full. When you gonna do a damn show? Shout out to you. Evan Moore, get Oshay 20 more likes, damn it, my man out of Japan with 2,000 more Japanese yen. Lawrence Poi, $5 on Mega Dreads, takes purposes. J.L. Edwards, collard green sandwich eating contest next year. Robert Moore, support, thank you, brother. Dan F and Dizzle, 499, thank you so much, brother. I you know what? It's what I like. Well, I don't mind the donations, bro, because y'all know I just did another show on my other channel, didn't have no super chat on. I like doing shows, but here's what it is. I don't like seeing the same brothers support, and I like to see new brothers, right? So, like I said, start off with $1 or whatever you want to do, because I like to see the same people. King Nick, see, always same person. Sup, fellas, great show. Whatever happened to Sergeant Willie Pete? I don't know. Where is Sergeant Willie Pete at? Anybody know?
He'll pop up.
Yeah.
No, Peter is still around, man. Peter, he's doing a different code name now. He's trying to be a different brother.
He always changed his name up. Okay, shout out to King Nick. Let's go ahead, brother LAR, man. Damn, it's like almost 7 a.m. here. All right, so brother LAR, go ahead and weigh in on some things, man.
Definitely Patreon. That monkey makeup was
we got a Patreon now.
You see how he started off?
That monkey makeup too.
Okay.
Talk to him, Luther. Talk to him.
Go ahead and don't hurt their feelings, man.
I ain't got the curl. What happened is this. We have to, as men in general, stop having an impulsive one-track mind. And this is the thing. Like, the Bill Cosby thing is a setup. We get it. He got played by the system. I get all that. But if you a black man and you out in these streets fucking and ducking the way you doing it, this shit gonna bounce back at you at some way. Especially if you got shitload of money. Because you got, somebody gonna come at your pockets. Now, the reason I say that is because of this. You can plan, you can grind, you can build, and get women in the same lifetime. We need to stop acting like we can only focus on one thing. Like I'm gonna just get some pussy, and that's I'm the king. I'm the WWE champ, heavyweight champ of pussy. Can't do that. Like at some point we got to say, okay, look, this is a time to grind. This is a time to build. This is a time to network. Everything has a time and place, and we got to be on code to the point where we don't switch up the minute we feel like we want to do something. Delayed gratification should be part of the code. And we're having a problem with that. Because at the end of the day, if you really want to get ahead in life, you're going to have to put some shit on the back burner. You might want to do it, but it ain't the time. It ain't the place. And I think that becomes one of our issues as a group right now. Like we don't want to put fun down. And if we at that point where, just like when Oshay was talking about the same people with the super chatting. I mean, if you can't afford it, that's one thing. If you can't afford it and you still don't like the video, that's another thing. Or if you just don't want to do it because you expect another brother to do it, that's a whole nother thing. See, we can't build with each other if we only looking for a few people to stand on the front lines while everybody else chill.
Right.
So, at some point, if you're gonna be a crew, we gotta be a whole crew.
Right.
The front line is the whole crew, the all day crew. The back crew is sometimey, and the people bringing up the rear is iffy. You know what I'm saying? Or they just gonna bail. Like, if we actually want to be productive, and I'm gonna say this and shut the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to come to a point as men where we can accept the people who are not going to do shit and just put them aside. Like, okay, you ain't gonna do shit. I get it. You ain't gonna do, so you gonna stay your ass over there and ain't gonna do shit, land.
Right.
You know, and you know, people gotta work their way out of it. Because some of us don't really want to admit, like, as black people, we want reparations. You know what black people got reparations in America in the last 10 years? Black farmers, because they was frozen out of the market. They were old.
Yeah.
So some of us got to realize, okay, you got to put in work to get restitution. So let me shut up, man. Get my Luther on later.
Let me do this. And I want everybody, let me do this, because this is for free. Do me 2 favors. I want everybody to go into the description and subscribe to all the brothers that's in this podcast. And I want all of you who have not got our 4 free ebooks and the free comic. That's all I want to know. Because, see, you niggas didn't pay for all this shit all these years. Y'all done super chatted and all these things. So this is what I want to do. It is very important for me. Since y'all spend y'all time watching me every day, because I know y'all crazy. Because if you watch this shit, something is seriously wrong with you. You fucked up. Okay? I ain't talking about these other guys. I'm talking about you niggas who've been following me for these years. Okay. So this is what we want to do. At least on my behalf. Now, Negromanosphere has been up for a year and a half. We have 4 ebooks. Some of you guys may or may not know that we do. Okay, send me an email, James. I wrote a comic called Dr. Action. I really want you brothers to read my comic. It is free. All you got to do is just laugh, because if you read this while you're driving, you will wreck. I'm just letting you niggas know that right now. You will go to jail. So make sure you're someplace where you are able to read this and, you know, not shit on yourself or make a fool out of yourself in front of all these people. So you brothers out there that watch this podcast, because I feel as though as this. When I bring on these guys like LAR and Mr. Research, because he's inspired me, and I always have given him that credit, and Angel, you know, guys who are older than me and have a different life perspective. It's hard getting a lot of times black men together, right? And so we try to make the videos, and my part to this movement, because, you know, Mr. Research is a professional and LAR is doing his thing. He works, and Angel, he's a driver and he works. I do a lot of the other stuff when it comes to putting the blog together, getting the writers together, or you do some collaboration together. But what I would also like to do, because you do watch this channel, I would like you to also look at the other materials that we have, right? Because we say black men don't have nothing. So here's some entertainment for you. All you have to do is just read it. Thank you, brother Freelance Runner. Bro, your show is better than anything on TV. So I would like for you brothers to drop your emails. I will send you all of this. Shout out to Marcus Love. He's a guy that contributes to on the side. I want to get him on as a full-time writer and take some of you Negroes' money and give it to him. Okay, so I want you brothers to subscribe to the Negromanosphere. I will send you all of the ebooks we have. It's free. They're very good quality. Quentin, I don't know why you haven't get it. So I will send you that. And if you have any questions, you know, I've been answering emails almost all day. Now I will say this. I probably will be in this weekend. Shout out to my brother, Man of Tomorrow, my big bro. Checking out the good show. I'm in my 30s from Mississippi. Yes, I chop cotton a quarter a mile for $25 in the 1980s. That is my bro. He's been collaborating with Mr. Research, and he's done a wonderful show with me here. He's been a great inspiration. I've asked him to be on the Negromanosphere think tank, and he's going to answer some questions for you, brother. So listen, you know, people like Man of Tomorrow, man, who are very successful in business and do things, you know, they don't owe us anything because they've already made it in life, but they still deal with us. So guys, send me the emails and we'll let these brothers close this out. And I will most likely not be here. I'm supposed to go on Wake the Hell Up's channel when I get back, but I most likely will end up in Johannesburg, South Africa, for the next few days because we have a holiday in Poland like 4 days next week. So I just want to tell everybody I appreciate you brothers for coming on and everything. Let these brothers say the last words. Let me start off with Angel. Angel, thank you for the Patreon. Thank you for signing up, man. Yes. Brother Donald, go ahead and say what you have to say, Angel, for the last word, whatever you want to say, brother.
Yes, sir. First of all, I want to thank you again, and it's an honor to be on this forum with yourself and these brothers here. Like I said, I think we're all on the same playing field. We're making the same points here, and there's nothing for me. What I miss about being in the Nation of Islam is the brotherhood. There's nothing like the brotherhood. You know, when you have that brother next to you and you know that you're out on the streets and he got your back and you got his back. I mean, there's nothing. The Nation of Islam teaches, if your brother have a bowl of bean soup, half of that bean soup is yours. And that's the way I feel about it. I have no problem with sharing what I have with brother or sister, but we're talking about brotherhood here. There's nothing like having a brotherhood, man. Being around me. This, I feel real good in this forum, matter of fact. Even I got called simp. It's still cool, I still like it though. I mean, the brother, the camaraderie and everything, it's still a beautiful thing. And I would hope that we can continue to have these conversations. And just like Brother Oshay said, and the brothers we have expressed, is that we take this not just from some social media stuff on the internet. Perhaps we can come together, find a project that we can actually come together and do something. Even if it's buying a bubblegum machine, put on the street. Say, this is the bubblegum machine, the Negromanosphere done it. We got here, and give to, and do something. Because you got a lot of these people taking your money, they're not giving you nothing. You have these brothers on here preaching, and they're not giving nobody nothing. At least here, Brother Oshay is making an attempt. When you give to him, he's making some attempt to give back to you. But again, we need to recruit brothers to come to this channel so that we can talk, real talk. I don't care about the differences. Like the brother was talking about, I don't like him because he got a green shirt. So we need to get over this stuff. Let us concentrate on the things that we like, the things that we can agree upon. We know the things we don't like. Let's agree upon the things that we agree upon, because I'm pretty sure that's more. We can agree upon more things that we agree upon more so than things that we don't like. And let's go from there and let us begin to build that brotherhood, because it's very important. We're not going to make it. We're not going to make it as a people continue to be divided up like this. It's not going to work, man. We got too many people out here, just like the brother said. We got a lot of enemies here that don't like us, including in our own people. So, we got to make this move. And I don't know how much time we got left. Time is not going to wait on us to make the right move. And you brothers out here, if you come here, it shows that you have a certain amount of intelligence. And that's why I'm here. If I didn't think that you was intelligent, this will be my first and last show. That's all I have to say. Thank you, brother.
Well, I want to say thank you for coming, because I knew you. I'm a big fan of your channel. I told you you reached out to me before I went to, you guys know I went to Kampala, Uganda, and this brother emailed me and said, I'd like to come on your channel. I said, well, who? I was thinking to myself, nigga, who is you? I was thinking to myself, and I started watching this video. I said, damn. So I watched one, and then I watched another, and then I started to end up commenting on his videos all the time. And so I was trying to get a hold of him. And, so guys, and there's an announcement here. Both of my big brothers are having a show right after this. I think Mr. Research has just announced that him and Man of Tomorrow will be having a show. So this is what I would like for everybody to do. Keep this conversation going, because my brother, Mr. Research, okay, and I had to talk. We take turns chastising one another. Okay. It's about a 51-49%. He does most of it, but every now and again when I can get him, I will definitely try to get him. Okay. But today, I want you guys to do me a favor. Let's go over to Mr. Research channel. Okay, I want to see everybody over there because the show was going to go on, just not with me. Because you ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the fuck up out of here because it's 7 o'clock and I gotta be to class in about 5 hours. So listen, all the brothers, let us click this link right here, hit the bell on it, and then Mr. Research is getting ready to. Is how many minutes, Mr. Research?
We're going to do a show in about 15 minutes, and Man of Tomorrow talked with an attorney, and we're going to talk about what the attorney said about the Cosby case.
Okay, so you guys, you want to hear this because I can tell you this: Man of Tomorrow is a legit brother. Mr. Richards is a legit brother. I think they met on this. Actually, that was that show that we did. That was a hit show, under 150,000 views. And
show that you did, sir.
No, it was you was on all the talking. I was just sitting here. You know, it was your topic. So shit. I mean, it's on my channel, but that was you. I mean, I'll take credit for it because you know I will. Because I ain't about shit. But guys, do me a favor. Go. You don't want to check that out. Check that show out. Okay. I want everybody to go to this channel and hit the bell because you're going to be really helped tonight. Let me go to LAR Movement and then we're going to let Mr. Research promote the show. Go ahead, LAR.
I'm going to just say thanks for having me again. Salute. And I'm done. I'm chill. It's been a long day.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say one thing. You guys know LAR Movement has really been creating a lot of content for the Negromanosphere lately. There's two people who do a lot of work for the Negromanosphere. Donovan Sharp and LAR Movement. Y'all just don't see it. LAR is here. He produces videos. He won't take no motherfucking money. And he won 2 awards, most improved, and his plaques are there. He'll get him tomorrow. So I can't thank him enough, man, for what he does. He's a really good friend. He's just a really excellent content creator, man. He's just so smart. And man, you know, when people are smart, you really can benefit off their ass because they just do some smart shit. All you got to do is steal it. So hold on one second. Somebody asked me, what is Angel's channel? Let me put the channel right here in the link. I see some of y'all are over subscribing. So go ahead, Mr. Research. Go ahead and let them know about the thing.
Okay, absolutely. So Man of Tomorrow reached out to me and he had spoke with a lawyer, and we're going to go into detail. I'm going to let him do most of the talking, and I'm going to right after this show's ends, I'm going to throw our show up, which will be at 10:15.
Okay.
It's 10:04 now, and I'll send him the link, and we'll get that rocking and rolling and go into the detail of the Cosby legal aspect of it. Because when I said earlier that a lot of black men don't realize that now reasonable doubt is no more. You don't have that to protect you anymore. And just like Oshay said, when his maid is cleaning his thing, his maid can rip her blouse and run out the house screaming rape. And she could have got paid by somebody who hate Oshay. And O'Shea's going to spend the next year and a half and a couple of $1,000 proving that it didn't happen. And that's what guys need to understand about the level of the game that goes on. It's like, it's deeper. So join me and MOT for that. And in parting, I just want to say this, man. Just like Angel was able to hear some critique and be humble about it, please, brothers, please learn this type of thing. To not necessarily agree with somebody saying something about you, but be able to absorb it as long as they ain't calling you out your name, and take what bit is good and what bit ain't good. Some of them might not be good to you for 6 months, 6 years later. But a lot of our problem, and I think LAR chimed in on this earlier, we're too much of emotional responders.
Yes, sir.
And I can't do business with emotional responders. I had a brother recently, he sent me a business plan. He wanted me to be an investor. I can't talk to a lot of people in the chat room about that because you refuse to be managers. You refuse to elevate your financial situation. You want to do just enough. And then when nobody pulls you into some of these scenarios, you wonder why. Well, because you don't have that humbleness for me to pull you in. You know what I'm saying? So if I risk X amount of G's with this young 19-year-old dude, I don't want to pull you in and then have a 4-hour conversation about you want to do the graphics of the website the way you want to do it when the young dude want to do it a different way. See, that's a conversation I don't want to have. So please understand, man. A lot of times we're talking about business, we're talking about elevation, and it's not that we have disrespect for you brothers. It's that we want y'all to get up here where we're talking, so we don't have to continually hear you say, "Won't you pull me up? Won't you pull me up? Won't you pull me up?" Go be those managers. Go be those supervisors. Take over Mississippi, kind of like the brother said. Take over your county.
Yes, sir.
So do that, and then you won't be calling me a coon because I done sat up here and I done made the white man love me and get to do 3 hours of work and still get paid 8 hours. Don't hate me for that.
Shout out to Harry Mingo, man, with $100 super chat, man. Like I said, he's super chatted the most money historically of all time, but you just come out of nowhere with it. He just boom. So shout out to you, Harry Mingo, man. He's always supported. I remember when I was starting Negromanosphere, he I think he gave me $500. After I had put up my own money on it, he just came and gave me $500, and it just and he's always been like that, man. I never asked him; he just does it. He's been to so many places, brother. He said, "I want you to help black men." That's what he always tell me, and that's why I really want to take you niggas' money and buy some midget strippers. I really want to do that. Really, I really do. But I can't do that. When you have people that believe in you, man, you got to do the right thing. But but I tell you, I'm not gonna be dealing with you niggas for a long time. I got about 6-7 months. I got a podcast coming out called "I'm Tired of Niggas," and y'all know. So I'm trying to get y'all together and everything, so y'all can do y'all. Cause y'all, I'm not gonna be here always. Like what Jesus said, "Lo, I will not be here. I will be with you always, but not from here." Shit, in spirit, nigga. But it's good that you brothers came on, man. I like to, I'm glad everybody was able to talk, and all you brothers are so smart and so brilliant. Thank you for coming on. And Angel, if I'm still here tomorrow night, I got an honor. If I'm here, my brother Wake the Hell Up wanted me to come and do a show. But if not, I'm still stuck here. I will do one with you also. But if not, I will be on somebody's plane using Mr. Research credit card because we know he got some money. So, guys, I got a Patreon on the show. Unfortunately, there was too many crackers and too many people getting stabbed in this episode. So I got to pull this off of YouTube. It was going good, but let me shout out the people, man. Oh, the super chat. Excellent show. Great addition to the Patreon video library. Yes, it was. I got to upload Eric P. Some Odd River. Peace to the River Goblin. That's Bobby Migtai used to call me that. First time donated. Thank you so much. Jamie Shee, $2. Thank you so much. Ralph Glyph, $2. Brother Gumbo, man, that's a good name. $2. I never heard nobody with a name like that. That sound like it. Brother Gumbo, you sound like you can fuck somebody. Ah! All right. Anybody got anything else to say? Nobody? All right. Peace out. Thank you so much, brothers. See you guys later.
Peace, brothers.
Peace.